Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, recovering Democrat Sadiq. And this is the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big, giant thank you and welcome to Donovan and YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation, and not only are you just viewers, but you are family, and we do share the link. So you could come up here and voice your opinion. All I ask is that we all are respectful on the platform and in the comment section. Of course, you know there's certain things we cannot say, so let's not say them. Also, if your profile looks like this, please show me this. And if you want to go back to that, you could do that. Just know that before I bring you up, I'm the only one that can see you. Not even Donovan can see you. So if you want, and I've never seen you on here, just show me your face really quick, then you can blank it back out and we're good with that. So today, I'm going to just say like this. It's not my idea. It's not my idea. Donovan, he said he wanted to have this conversation. I said, okay, we'll have this conversation. So the question of the day is, why are so many successful sisters single? Okay. Again, why are so many successful sisters single? That is what we're going to tackle today. Hopefully, we can be very grown up and nice and everything like that. Okay. Y'all notice anything? I cut my hair today. I cut about a half an inch off. So if y'all wondering, why it looks short, it's because I did cut about a half an inch off, but I did not blow it out. I usually will blow it out. I didn't blow it out today, but that's how much my hair shrinks. So you guys, like, she looks different. Not that you guys care, but anyway.
No, you're lying. Because sisters don't wear their natural hair. So look, let's get your Queen Latifah braids from set it off. Go ahead and pull that thing off so we can see your real scalp and hair and stuff, because there's no way that is your natural hair.
I wish I was lying. I wish I was. But let's see who's on here before I give you the floor. Brother Don, what's going on with you? Hey, Valerie says, maybe they don't know how to have both of, or either haven't found anyone that would give them the support they did to have both. Okay. Thunder, how are you? Miss Tiffany, what's going on with you? Troy, I hope you're doing well. Ja, what's going on? Thank you. Black America, say we get it. Big Rich, how are you? And Malofactor, what's going on? And Thunder, you already starting. Talking about that's an easy question. Ja says, because bros ain't ish first like psychopaths. Sisters ain't ish second like sociopaths. Life without Black Jesus ain't spirit. And Tiffany says, I believe they are trying to find someone who make as much as they do. We gonna find out, Donovan. Hey, Aaron, JJ, how you doing?
Could be that, and again, this is a very interesting question. But before we get into that, you guys have noticed that there's no news going on in Haiti and there's no news going on in South Africa. As we know, in South Africa, the EFF is poised to take more seats in the parliamentary house. The African National Congress is making all the excuses for why Black people in a predominantly Black country are still basically in a form of apartheid and have not distributed land to the white people and all that other good stuff like that. Now, why is that important? Why am I bringing that up? Because the national news will not let you guys know what is going on in the African diaspora, because what happens to them affects us and vice versa, right? So how do I keep up on that? I download and I'm a member of the African Diaspora News Channel. Do us a favor, download that and you will stay in the know of what's going on in the African diaspora, not only what's happening here in the United States, but around the globe. And it is important because people are waking up and we're seeing things for the way they are. And we are realizing that if we do not put pressure as a collective group, we will not get what we actually deserve. If we get reparations, that gives more justification for Africa and the Caribbean nations to get reparations as well. So again, African Diaspora News Channel, do us a favor. Even if you don't download the app, you could go online, YouTube, become a member, subscribe, become a member there and do that. But the best thing about the app is that we could have these serious conversations without being monitored on somebody else's platform. So let's get into that.
I already see y'all coming with the answers. JW, how you doing? Thunder says, how am I starting? I don't know. We're going to find out. I was just going to take the temperature real quick. Arniva, how you doing? And Willie. All right. So, and Aaron, you say, good evening, Queen. Is institutional slavery higher and allows sisters to prosper and ostracize black male slaves just to obey massa? Okay. JJ, I like that. You say, depends on how you define success. And I'm actually going to ask Donovan to define what he deems that to be, since it's his question. But I think that's an excellent question. Like, what is success, right? JW says, black men like their women subordinate to them. The truth is, black men don't like to compete with their woman. So they tend to seek out docile, subservient partners. Okay. Black women likewise have high expectations. Yvette, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, Donovan. So what do you deem to be a successful sister? What does that look like? A successful
sister or somebody who's successful?
Well, you said why a successful sister single. So what is it? What in your definition is a successful sister?
Okay, I'm going to go by the definition of what a lot of sisters have been sprouting about and they've been talking about. Oh, I have a PhD. I have this. It's all about material things, right? So a lot of sisters, not all, but you guys, I don't even have to tell you guys this. They lead off with their education and how educated they are, whatever. Oh, I got a PhD in this. I got a master's in this and whatever. So it's the material things. Oh, I make six figures. I do this, that. So that's what I deem from what is constantly beat into our heads at how successful these women are, but yet they're the most in debt and all that other stuff. And that's how I deem success based on what they're saying. So success is deemed on these material things that really don't matter.
Okay. All right. So does that suffice for y'all for now? Because like I said, this ain't, I'm just going with it. I'm going to try my best to give the knowledge that I have to this conversation. Yeah. So successful, in your opinion, is sisters that have things, right? Degree, house, cars. She might have a little money going on or whatever the case is. All right, so we'll go with that definition. Let's see. Sharice, how you doing? It says destruction of the family in general, individuals not understanding how to work as a family unit. I think so. Jason, how you doing? Long time no see. It says big facts, Donovan. And Sharice says education is not material. I tend to agree with that as well. That was the definition that Donovan gave, though, education, because he's saying a lot of sisters run around saying they have a degree. And I know Kevin Samuels was kind of one of the ones that was perpetuating that. I have a PhD. I don't know if a sister or two said that, and then he kind of just went off with that. I'm a PhD. And so I've heard that critique before that a lot of
Williams. I mean, you got women on constant platforms that are so-called sedity women. Oh, I got a PhD. I got this. I got that. Let's go across the board. Maxine Waters. Let's go to Tanji Brown. Let's go to Kamala Harris. Oh, I went to an HBCU. All of this stuff that does not matter, that they adequate to being successful.
Well, you know, in all fairness, those women that you mentioned are married. Ketanji, Kamala.
Yes, but who are they married to?
Well, I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there.
Of course you didn't want to go there. Of course you don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there. Yeah, there's a lot of sisters that are deemed to be successful. I guess they seem to be married to white men. So I don't know if that means anything, but yeah, those women are married to white dudes. I heard something in my living room. I was like, somebody breaking up in here. Let's see here. Lady Diana, how you doing? Brother Reggie, what's going on with you? Brother Samuel, how are you doing today? He says, if you are not married, are you really successful? Oh, okay. What about if some people don't want to be married? What if they're like, I just don't want to do that? Are they still not successful? I don't know. I think it's a good question, though. Definitely. Ja, you say Bros, well, I want this movie. Bros respect and keep their word to other bros on peril of death. Bros don't respect and keep their word to sisters because they love them and will take it. Not so much nowadays. So bros complaining. Oh, so you're saying the men are the problem? Is that what we're? Am I to surmise that? I'm just asking. I could be confused. Uh, and Aaron, he says women are cuddling up with a paycheck because they have been conditioned to do for self. I was applying for a business grant and they had Black women, but nothing exclusively for Black men. And this is the norm. Yeah, I would say that's true. There's a lot of programs and institutions that do offer grants for Black women this, Black women that. I know there's a place in Georgia somewhere. I don't know if it's a state of Georgia or a city. They were offering business grants to Black women or something like that, and not Black men. So I agree.
Yeah,
Ty, how are you?
And wasn't there a thing on Wall Street where they were going to give Black women like $500 million or something to supplement Black women? Something like the banks or something was doing that.
I don't know.
But they never actually did it. They just said it during the election cycle. And the Black women were like, oh, yeah, we're going to get all this money.
I remember that, something like that in Georgia, but I don't know about on the federal level. When we now know a lot of people would challenge that, you know. JJ, you crazy. Talking about some PhD in basket weaving. JW, you say, this is all the competition rhetoric I'm talking about. Yeah. Miss Sweets, how are you this evening? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so Brother Samuel say a successful marriage. So yeah, I would think that is definitely a marker of if you're successful or not. But I guess marriages are not successful for a whole host of reasons. But yeah, I guess you could measure it by that. But when you're talking about a single woman who is successful, and why she is single, I mean, it could be a whole host of reasons. But I'll reserve my commentary in just a couple of minutes, you know, until a couple of minutes. I just want to see what you guys are saying. Thunder says, long live Godfather Kevin Samuels. Yes, it was 2 years this month, right? I think he died May 5th, if I'm not mistaken. So 2 years, yeah, it's crazy how time flies. It's still just surreal that he's gone. Mike Nice, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Willie says, I worked for the federal government for years, and there's really no difference in the attitude of so-called successful and regular sisters just to pay grade. So you're saying you're not noticing a difference at all. Gotcha. Troy says, in my personal experience, they want someone who has at least matched their accomplishments. Okay, well, can I ask you this? Is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong with a woman or anybody wanting somebody that can match their accomplishments or at least, you know, come close to it? Just asking. And JW says, successful sisters, she said that in quotations, tend to gravitate toward white men because these men travel in their social circles. I think you have a good point there. Be easy. How you doing and where you been? And thank you for reminding people to hit the like button. Facts Not Feelings, what's going on with you? And Mindful Moments, I hope you're well. Lynn, what's going on? He says, hey, Demetra, it's nice to see you on here now doing more lives. Yeah. I'm doing, I think it was a 3 a week. 3, we were doing more than that before, but we were like, he kind of burnt out. So, but welcome. And let's see, King Buck Wild, what's going on with you? And Jai say, I don't have any men in my family faithful to. Wow. Let me read that slow. I don't have any men in my family faithful to their wives. Same in all Black America. Look around. We do sisters wrong. Wow. I'm going to keep reading. Lady Diana, he says, I had this conversation with my male friend a couple of days ago. Me and my daughter and granddaughter are successful, quote unquote, and well educated, and we are single for different reasons. Yeah, there's a lot of women who are successful and not successful who are single for whatever reason. And Be Easy says, yes, Donovan is right. They tried to do it, but Ed Blomyup, the Jewish man, challenged it and said it was discriminatory. That's why I was like, yeah, a lot of other groups are going to challenge that. And they have been doing that. Keisha Knight Pulliam, Rudy from the Cosby Show, she had a group with her sorors that were, I guess, awarding grants to Black women, and they're suing them. They being Edward Blum and some Asian people, I guess, because they're saying that they can't do that. They have to open it up to everybody. And it's like, y'all don't open y'all stuff to everybody, but nevertheless. Samuel C, what's going on with you? I hope you're doing well. And JJ says, white establishment caters to the needs of Black women while undermining and pinning Black men down. Okay. Founder says, question, why when the successful sisters are married to Zaddy, the sisterhood says nada. However, it's a successful brother with his non-Black queen. Oh, now it's a problem. Well, in all fairness, I've seen criticism on both sides, from Black men talking about the Black women with white men and then vice versa. So I've seen an argument on both sides. I always tell y'all, I can only be with one. I probably could be with more than one, but I prefer to only be with one. So I really don't care too much about who everybody else is with. That's their business, you know? But yeah, I get your point though. Am I freezing, you guys? Am I freezing? Let me know if I'm freezing. And sorry about that, Brother Samuel, if I'm freezing. Let's see. The original man of the world. Yes, indeed. What's going on with you? Says, what's up, family? Wish everyone well, and we wish you well as well. Okay, so you think it was your internet. Okay, I hope. I don't hope it was your internet, but I hope it ain't me. That way, I'd hate to have to come back in here. Frank, what's going on with you? You say Goldman Sachs. Willie says they like to suggest going back to school. So you're saying Black women like to tell Black men to go back to school. All right, and JW says also it's important to remember that the dominant system likes to promote, exalt Black women over Black men. Women are not threatening to the system and can be co-opted to promote its interests. Now that I agree with. Black America says yes, because men make more than women with a PhD. All right. And Aaron says, I was married for 35 years, divorced for 5 years. I'm good being friends. No titles will be given out. Yeah, some people are just like to that point, like 35 years and just like, do I really want to do this again? You know, because I have a friend, he's been single for so long, and then he tried to call himself getting into a relationship, and he was like, not you. And he's like, I can't do it. I'm going to have to tell her I can't do it, you know? And he's like, I'm just going to be single for right now, you know, or whatever. I said, well, at least you're honest. At least you tried, you know? Hello, Ashley. I hope you're well. And Frankie says division talk. Okay. I just want y'all to know this was not my idea. Donovan wanted us to ponder the question. So I want to put that out there. Salt and Pepper Natural, how you doing? Says you have to consider the amount of Black women that have college degrees versus the amount of Black men that have a degree. Okay. Mindful Moment says, I don't think there is anything wrong with wanting a partner with their own set of accomplishments. They don't have to be the same. I agree. Let's see. And Jai says, successful sisters like regular sisters prefer the brothers. We just got to stop hoeing and lying, my brothers.
Please don't give her ammunition to start. Please, you guys.
I just felt a well of emotions just coming up. I just wanted to drop a tear. I felt some tears welling up.
Okay, but in all seriousness, let's get real. The reason why I pose this question is, in my travels, I am seeing more women that are what society says is successful, and they're by themselves. Be it they got divorced after raising their children, whatever the deal is, but now they're going into their older years and they're by themselves. And let's face it, ladies, unfortunately, the older you are, your sexual value goes down. That's a fact, right? So I was talking to some people that I know, and she's got her PhD, more money than the law allows, right? And yet she's like, well, I don't want to be by myself, but I'm by myself. And I said, well, hey, look, when you had the opportunity to meet a man and get with the man and do your thing, you didn't do it. And now you're over the rainbow, and now you're looking back, and the available of the men of her caliber to her standard is not available. And the question is this, because at the end of the day, I asked her, I said, looking at everything that you've accomplished, was it worth it? Her answer was, hindsight being 2020, no, it wasn't. I can't hug my PhD. I can't, do this. I can't, I can go on trips by myself, but what's the point of that? And so, pondering that and seeing as smart and intelligent as this woman is, she finally realized at the end everything that she did. It was great and gratifying, but it really wasn't in the end. And then most of her friends that don't have high degrees, they've got husbands.
Okay. Donnie said, it's crazy the sisters don't want you and they don't want anyone else to have you. Do you think this logic is correct? So you talk about, so they don't want you, but then when you get with somebody outside of the sisters, then they don't want you to have them. I mean, I don't think that jives. If you don't want something, why do you care what does want it? So yeah, it's not very logical. Be Easy says some of the successful women overlook successful brothers, don't respect their authority, but many of them, not all, will bust it over. Wow, for Ray and Man with no money, no future, just slanging D. Unfortunately, yep, I agree with that. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help y'all today. I'm just whatever you guys want, it's my pleasure. So I'm just gonna read. Okay, so good. I'm not freezing up. And Troy says, no, there's nothing wrong with wanting someone who has the same accomplishments. Okay, I'm just asking. JW says it's a complex subject. I could see that. Malefactor says Trump, Stephen Miller be suing people for anti-white discrimination. Yeah, they got more money and time than common sense, unfortunately. Mindful Moment says partner with the wrong will impede you. I mean, your progress in life, that's not helping us as a whole. A lot of people will be left behind due to this. I totally agree with you. Arnima says, it's the woman's nature to want to be with a man that's financially doing better than her. I totally agree with you. Yes, indeed. And
it's been like that since the beginning of time. Ladies, gentlemen, let's be real here. And, and me and Demetra talk about this all the time. Since the beginning of the earth, men fundamentally have not changed. We're still the fighters. We're still the gatherers. We're still the builders. We have fundamentally not changed. What has changed in the last 50 years? Women. Women have changed. That is the dichotomy. Men pretty much have been doing the same stuff they've been doing for hundreds of years. Women have changed, and what their expectations of what they want from men, to me, is unrealistic if we're the same type of person we've always been set up to be.
Yoruba, how you doing? You says I work with male and female surgeons and doctors every day, and of all races, and the majority of them have counterparts who are in similar professions and match their success level. Yep, I would imagine so. Yeah, and two doctors married, and yeah, I could totally see that. But Sammy says white supremacy offers another definition of success than we swallow hook, line, and sinker. That we swallow hook, line, and sinker. Then they set up the system to deny Black men from providing in masses their definition. I can see that too.
But let's not get off the topic. Why are these successful Black women by themselves? You cannot tell me that this group of the talented 10th, or whatever you want to call it, all just say, to hell with it, we're by ourselves. But yet you see them going down to the DR, acting badly, going to Rent-A-Dread, all of this other stuff. It is not logical for men and women to be by themselves. That isn't how we're created as a species. That is not logical. So whenever I hear a woman says, "Oh, I'm good being by myself," she's lying.
Or is she? I'm just asking. BZ says nothing wrong with wanting someone on your level financially, realistically. A boss babe may not be what a provider is looking for. Some men prefer a chick that work at Chick-fil-A over corporate. I could see that. Yeah.
Real quick, Gina says, "Trust me, not all Black women want Black men, and all they come with." Okay, I agree with that, Gina. But let me tell you something. I don't see in all my travels, I don't see a bunch of European, Latin men from other countries flooding this country to pick up sisters. Explain that.
I'm gonna keep reading. I ain't gonna say nothing right now. I ain't gonna say nothing right now. Now I'm gonna just be enjoying this beautiful day.
No, Demetra.
Okay.
Demetra. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes.
Y'all know I'm gonna get revved up eventually. Right now, I'm just in the moment. Let's see. Miss Sweet says successful women want a man on their level, but I don't think the men on their level don't want them. Okay. Found this as question: with 60 plus years of matriarchy in the Black family, how are we as a community better? Please name 3 things that are mutually beneficial for Black men and women that the matriarchy has achieved. I can't think on the spot right at this moment, but I'm sure maybe I can think of one. Maybe y'all can help me out. Troy says some people who have very successful careers feel as though they don't have time for relationships. Yeah, that's a lot of people too. It's like I can't give it my all, so I just don't want to do it at this moment. And I have a lot of male. I think I have about the even amount of male friends as I have female friends, and most of my male friends work a lot, and stuff like that. And they say I just don't have the time for a relationship right now, and I think that's fair. Troy says some. Okay, I think I read that. Willie says they got the church. They got alien Jesus. Wow. Aaron, you say I was in Center City and spoke to every sister walked past, just being cordial, and 90% said nothing. This is a problem because we supposed to be Captain Save a Chick when harm come, but why when you don't speak? Well, you haven't walked by me yet, have you? I speak. Hey, how you doing? For real, I do speak. And I'm sorry that has been your experience. I mean, we should at least say hi. Sparkling for Jesus, how you doing? Jai says, nah, bro, our women age like good wine. Black don't crack. Her value increases with age. You better tell them again. You're going to make me cry. You're going to make me cry. Willie says, it's not the degree, it's the person. Mm-hmm. Be Easy says, some boss babes want to smash the patriarchy. Damn. And have a role reversal. Many of them want hypergamous equality, which is an oxymoron. They want to be matriarchs with patriarchal power. Okay. Hey, Corey, how you doing? Brother Damon, how are you? Thank you so much. I cut it a little bit today. I did. But thank you. JW says, interesting topic. There is much resentment between bros and brothers and sisters. Yeah, this shouldn't be, right? Yeah, Gina, I just took out about a half an inch, but I didn't blow dry it. So, it's I got a lot of shrinkage, but yeah, I did cut some. Let's see. Average logical thinker, good evening to you as well. Thank you. Metamorphosis, what's going on with you? I hope you are doing well. He says, hey, y'all, physical therapy, but the problem is power. It would be a tug of war trying to deal with a successful female like sleeping with your enemy. Okay. Salt and Pepper Natural says men have changed. I'm just reading. The Wood. Hope I said that right. How you doing? It says black women have too much attitude. Okay. Josh says depends on my age, but I never liked them inexperienced young ladies. Man, oh. He says, ow, wait. I prefer, he said, older and experienced. So women older and experienced. Okay. Be Easy says, by the standards of many women, they would consider Jesus himself a rolling stone dusty. You better stop. Salt Pepper Natural says, black women have the most to lose in a marriage. Miss Sweet says, men want PhD women to settle for Pookie or blue collar.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of those PhD women have children when they were younger for the Pookie and the whatever dude is, and they finally got it together and they moved up.
Josh says preferring older sisters since high school. All right now, and so which one did you read, Gina? You said you read the one that says
Gina,
trust me,
Gina, yeah.
Trust me, not all black women want black men, and all they come with. That's the one you read.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, Simone, how you doing? Says, I have an idea. Why big? I'ma keep it to myself, by myself. Okay. And Thunder says, I say good morning to every person who passes by. The sisters say nothing but when the snow bunny stops, smiles, and speaks, and the sisters that pass by stops and give me a disgusted look. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with those sisters.
Dimitri, remember what I used to tell you? Fellas, and tell me if you guys have experienced that. If you get up early in the morning and you're at a job, and a sister's early in the morning, she's going to the same job, Look at her fist. She comes in there with their fist balled, and it's like 7 a.m. She's already pissed off coming to the job. It's like the morning the day just started. Tell me if I'm lying. How many of you guys have experienced that?
It's probably because she left a sucker like you home. I'm just playing. It was somebody, a man made her mad. That bald head mother. Can I help you? Okay, Gina, so you say you have a white husband. Okay, got you. And Aaron says, look at all the commercials on TV. Never seen a nuclear black family. This is subliminal genocide. Oh yeah, I agree. There's definitely something going on. You rarely see black people together on TV. And Aaron says, look at, oh, no, right there. Simone says, I have an idea why, but I'm going to keep it to myself. Okay, so, well, maybe you tell us before we leave up out of here. And the Woody says, black women don't have a leg to stand on. Wow. Thank you, Be Easy. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, this summertime coming, and I figured I need to just take some off, and it's going to grow back. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't blow it out.
She got the Queen Latifah braids under that wig there, so don't let her fool you. Because it's a protective style, right?
I wish I did. Y'all just hate on the protective style. Y'all just can't stand a sister protecting her.
Look, you guys see this hat? It's no different. It's no different.
And see, if you would have been wearing the protective style, you might have had some hair left. See, there was something to that, wasn't it?
Hey, Yul Brynner didn't need hair.
Gina said 27 years of marriage to my white husband. Okay.
Well, and that's great. We're not saying that it doesn't happen. What I'm saying, Gina, in regards to the phenomena of these passport brothers, let's reverse it. Why are all of these men from all over the United States saying the same thing in regards to black women and going overseas and going to other countries and trying to get with their women? But the fact of the matter is, you don't see a lot of European men coming to America or from the Latin America or Japan, Asia, coming here saying, wow, those American guys are getting our women. Let's go get their women. You don't see it. It's not happening. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in, whatever stages it is, but we're saying the phenomena of it. Nobody's wifing up Western women, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is a lot of Western women are not traditional anymore. They don't carry those traditional values, where a lot of guys, we are looking for traditional type wives. And that's just the bottom line.
What did you say? My daughter was telling me earlier about billionaires. A lot of billionaires actually are marrying black women. And what did that one billionaire say? Who has he's white, right?
Yeah.
And he has a black wife. And what did he say?
Oh, Ben Horowitz.
Ben Horowitz.
It was saying, I paraphrase, but my memory is pretty good. He said basically that black women, they have their best interests and values at heart. They're going to help them get to their goal. And he said that black women are for grown-ups. Basically.
No, absolutely. I heard that quote a long time ago as well. But the thing is, that's when the guys got the money. They don't want to build with the man. They wait until the guy's got the money to secure the bag. And once the bag is secured, that's what that's common sense. The problem in America with the Western woman is, and I got to speak for the black women, they don't want to build. They want to get the money, and then it's a big scam. That's why you see a lot of men that are refusing to get married, because the system, I built this by myself, I marry you. After a couple of years, you get bored, no fault divorce. I didn't do anything wrong. You just want out, and you get half of my assets. How is that fair? Tyrese is going through it right now. Look at all of these mega people that are going through it. That's where we're at. Nobody's rushing to wife up Western women. They're not.
I'm gonna give me some horns one day. I'm gonna start playing devil's advocate, right? Why do y'all want to get women to build? I mean, if you're a billionaire, you just want you a woman, right?
No, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying that is, I've been hearing that a lot. And listen, I don't mind building with no man. I know most black men ain't, you gonna have to, put your stuff together like a puzzle. I know that. But I'm saying, I'm hearing that talking point a lot. Oh, black women don't want to build. Black women don't want to build. Well, let me finish. Because I hear that about the sisters in regards to why brothers are getting white women. I've heard that a lot, especially since this whole football draft conversation.
Basketball.
Okay. Yeah, so black women don't want to build, but it's like when the other men and listen, I know that's not true for all black men. I know there's a lot of black men don't think this way, but why Becky ain't got it? Why Becky can just go into a situation without having to put her gloves on and get her hammer and nails? Why does she get to just go sit pretty? But when it comes to, sisters, she needs to help build. But the other women, the Asian, the white women, they ain't got to help hammer no nails. But black women are expected to do that. So
you want to know why? It's a very simple answer. White chick has rich white daddy that ain't gonna let her live in the hood, so she has that financial backing. That's why. Yeah, most black people come from meager beginnings. Let's be real about that. So when you come from meager, okay, like you and I, Demetra, we come from similar backgrounds. Ain't super rich, we weren't super poor, whatever, however you want to call it, right? But we had to work, and for us to be successful, we've got to work together, and we can build together. Unfortunately, even though nobody wants to realize the numbers, 70% of black people are below the poverty line, at the poverty line, or just above it. So you're going to have to build. You're going to have to. Becky, even though her daddy don't want her to marry that black man, he ain't going to let his daughter be in the hood, and she has that security to back her up.
70% of people are not, black people are not below the poverty line. I just want to keep saying that's not true. But okay, so Becky, my daddy got standards. But there's a lot of black women daddy got standards, but it's all that y'all know. So I'm just going off of what you're saying. Like, ain't none of these words my words. And I'm gonna skip down so I can catch up. Ain't none of these words my words. But what you're saying is Becky daddy don't want her to struggle. Y'all know that. So if you know that, why would you want any woman to struggle? I guess is what I'm saying. Let me just ponder that. Let me get to the comments real quick. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, like I said, black women,
money makes the world go round. If you ain't got it, you're going to struggle.
But I'm saying, but then some of these sisters, when they do get with white men, they ain't making them going through hurdles, and you got to build houses and condominiums and stuff. They've
already got money.
So is that what this is about? Money?
Well, when you bring up that analogy of a billionaire making that statement in regard to a woman, he already has money. He's coming from money.
But I'm saying, so does his money make his desire different? If they're desiring,
absolutely.
So, because I want to read Josh's comment. I'm going to get to the rest of his comments. You say, I don't know about that, Big Donovan. A lot of European men be hawking our sisters, and trust me, I know. Okay?
No. Of course they're hawking on sisters, but they're not marrying them.
That's a lie. First of all, because we got a sister up in here who's been married to a white man.
That ain't what we're saying. We're talking about the European guys, and you've been to Europe, I've been to Europe, whatever. They will get with sisters. There's no doubt about that. But in general, they're not marrying no sisters. Let's be real. They're not.
There's a trend. I just want y'all to know, because that ain't true either. There's a trend, and not that this makes it truer. There's a trend on TikTok right now. Listen, let me tell y'all something, because I know somebody gonna get here acting silly. I'm not advocating for no black woman, even no white man. Y'all know I love the brothers, but we having this conversation. There's a trend on TikTok right now called the black wife trend. And it's the white dudes who were corny, I guess you could say, in the beginning, kind of looking like Opie from, whatever. And then they get with a black woman and she elevate him. He got swag and he looked good and all of that. So they're attributing that to a black woman. But what I'm saying is there's white men that are saying that. So as far as these white men, and listen, white men ain't the litmus test if a sister is desirable. The black man is. The black man is the litmus test of whether the sister is desirable or not. Right. So anyway, let me get to these comments. Daoud, I hope I said the right. How you doing? It says some see being married to a white man as a part of their status. I mean, I guess. And the Woody says, who cares if a black woman has a degree or a good job, right? Especially if you can take care of her, who cares? But if you can't take care of her as a man, not even a black man, but any man, you can't take care of that woman where you can build a home for her, bring her in, and all she got to do is be cute, take care of you. Then a degree and a good job matters, because before she met you, she had to take care of herself, right? Y'all think these women who are single just sitting up wishing for money to fall out the sky? She gotta have a good job to take care of herself with gold post legs or whatever. It's a job, nevertheless. She earning some money. You know what I'm saying? So what is she doing before she meets you? She had to have a good job, and nowadays in order to have a good job, you got to have a degree. So to say that y'all don't care, great. I'm glad you don't care. Now you gonna take that sister in, or you gonna make her pay 50-50 because she ain't got a good job and a degree. Now it's gonna be hard for her to do that being a people greeter at Walmart. I'm just saying. All right, so let me get down to these comments so I could catch up.
And they're great comments, so please read them. Read as many as you can.
I'm trying to get to them. Gina says, first off, dear Black women have to stop thinking Black men are the only one for them. Well, I'm one of those sisters that's Black. Give me a brother, please. A brother, please, and thank you. I'm just saying. I'm not shading nobody else, but I'm just saying for me. Simone says, other races of men care about finances, period. That's it. That's all. And she says she does taxes, and it ain't what people think it is. And I'm sure she gets knee deep in people's finances. So I think she would probably know. Andre, did I say hello to you? If I didn't already, how you doing? It says, I love Black women, but most don't engage in any type of conversation or an unrealistic expectation. Ooh, y'all need to get to a different set of sisters. I tell you, it would change your life. Sammy C said, I don't knock anybody dating or marrying someone outside the race. Just don't disrespect Black women, and definitely don't disrespect Black men. I'm sick of the bashing of Black men. I agree with you. I co-sign that. All right, so let me skip down a little bit because I know I'm behind. And Soto, how you doing? It says, laugh out loud. Women would consider Jesus to be boring by today's standards. You ain't lying. We're like, he a square. He a simp. And Rod says, I love blue collar. They have good jobs with benefits and pensions. Okay, blue collar men make money for real. Still, how you doing? And Dawood, you say they want a man that meets them at their social and economic level. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would have a problem with that. But okay. Buckhorse, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip down, then I'm gonna catch back up. And Hero, how you doing? He says bed wenches are hypocrites. I think we had discussion about the bed wench before, didn't we? And that's a real derogatory term, and it's actually disrespectful to our ancestors because those women did not want to be that. And here we are using that term. Those women back then were forced to be with the white man, the massa, so I don't know. I just don't like that term.
And his friends.
Yeah, they were forced to do that, Okay, let's see. I promise you I'm gonna catch back up. Let me just skip down because I know we're behind. You also say men actually like being bald, though, Miss Lady. All right, I don't have a problem with y'all being bald. I mean, it ain't my head. I don't have a problem with bald men. I'm just saying Donovan is bald. I mean, he don't call himself the Black Yul Brynner for nothing. Yul Brynner was bald as hell. All right, for real. Let me skip down.
Hey, but in all seriousness, though, I am going for the Predator look. This summer, I'm gonna let it grow out on the sides and then twist it up.
I was about to say, you might want to clarify. The Predator ain't what it used to. They don't mean what it used to.
Right. The movie Predator. I'm gonna have the Predator dreads.
Aaron Goodman, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, Michelle, how are you? Jamar and the FBA family, how you doing? It says the food is just not the same, to say the least.
Seasonless soup, no salt, no nothing.
Right. Brother Don says Donovan is correct, and it's not just Black Western women. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to really skip down to catch up. And Thunder says, why do sisters get upset when I say I date sisters, but the ones I encounter are Afro-Latina, the American Black women frown up? I don't know why they do that. I mean, I don't have a problem with somebody dating a Afro somewhere else. I mean, women could do the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Date you Afro somebody else if that's what you deem to be acceptable. Like I said, I never have a dog in a fight with who anybody is going to bed with, because I ain't gonna be in the bed with you. If I am, something wrong. JW says, Sister Demetria, you are an example of an assertive Black woman. You may be very attractive, but there's nothing subordinate about you. Or am I wrong in that assessment? You're very wrong in that assessment. And I say you're wrong because, see, there's a difference between me being on here. I'm running the show. So I'm going to be a little bit on the assertive side. Donovan knows me in real life. Donovan would tell you. Don't lie, sucker. I tell you what, you can ask any man that I've ever dated or been with, and they will tell you that your assessment is wrong. But yeah, another thing too is, as I tell you all the time, see, y'all got it wrong. Y'all want little docile women like robots. Yes, sir. Which hole tonight? Oh, you want me to make you steak? Okay. I'm going to go back into the corner until you... See, I'm one of those women. I like to have conversations. See, I'm cerebral with mine. I like to be from the neck up. So yeah, I probably come off a little bit more on the dominant side because there's more to me than just... Although I know men like that, but I want a man that want a little bit more. You know what I mean? And by the way, I am my father's child. Okay, just want to put that out there. Not necessarily my mama's child, but my father's child. And my father's a very smart man.
Who the hell's child is Amanda, though? Damn.
She's a mixture of both. Okay. All right, for real, let me skip down. Andre says, I think more women believe they can always upgrade when never stopping to realize this man might be the best option. Same thing for us men. I avoid the waiting on the finish line women. Yeah, I totally agree. But there's a lot of people who are hopping around. Okay, this got to be the one. Okay, this got to be the one. And then you end up being 99 years old. It's like, damn, I passed up on a whole lot of people that were the one. So I was like, when he gonna settle down, you know? Okay, and I promise y'all, I'm a pick it up when I catch up. Sorry. Salt and Pepper Natural says these young Black women are getting taken advantage of to build and child and being left behind for non-Black women. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? Says these passport bros end up with Tiger Woods' wife or kicked out of the country like Brazil is banning them. Tyrese was married to a Jamaican woman. His passport didn't do him any good. Welcome to the chat, Sister King Kong. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hero, says Western Black women like to run their mouth too much and dominate men. Okay. Wow, William, how you doing? Says Japan begging to give them babies. I saw that. I was like, let me look into that. I saw somebody talking like that, and I was in Japan, and I ain't see not nan Japanese woman with no brother. I saw Japanese women with a man. So I was like, and somebody making that up. They begging black men of all people, Japanese people. Y'all got to remember back in the day, their president said Black Americans, especially, infest America like cockroaches. Now all of a sudden, they begging for Black men to go over there and knock their women up. I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to really do some but I did see that. It was a meme. But welcome.
There is an actual article, so when you get a chance, look it up.
Yeah, I said I'm gonna look it up. You know, Big Rich says we can have countless conversations about how the Black man has the world in his back, on his back rather. But when it comes to a Black woman, she expects the Black man to have it all before she say hi. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't hang out with women like that. I'm not saying those women don't exist, but the white woman to tell you right up front. Yeah, I want you to have it up front. Some of those women won't even speak to you. I mean, it's in their culture, a lot of other women's culture, you can't have a conversation. You can't even meet their parents unless you got something going on. But when it comes to the Black woman, she's expected to, drop her drawers for you before she even know anything about you. But that other woman, you wouldn't dare show up at her house without 20 cows behind you. I'm just saying. I'm gonna catch up. Let's see. Jay Bubba, did I say hello to you? Says, I never got excited about your degree in gender studies. Okay. And Simone say they do work. Keisha says, lies, most brothers settle for poor white women and treat them like queens. Self-hate is real. Let them go, sis. So I said, never told no man to not go. Go where you find your happiness. Aaron says Tiger was sleeping with to help low-income white woman, but would let low-income sister kiss his shoes. Yeah, and she ended up with a lot of his money, didn't she? Was she a nanny or something? And see, but I'm saying she don't have to be nothing. She can be the nanny, changing diapers and wiping noses, and she run off with a half a damn billion. But it's all right for her to do it, though. Lady Diana says, Becky married my ex-husband, and she never had to work, but I got my degree, worked, and she did just the opposite in their marriage. Metamorphosis says, I remember Shawnee never loved Shaq. Oh, Lord. She got his or her bag and dipped out. Yeah, that's a loaded conversation right there.
Demetri and I were talking about that this morning.
It's a loaded conversation because I asked somebody this when we were having this conversation last week when it was first popping off. I said, think about all the people you were with. Were you in love with all of them? And they said no. I said, so can that be true for her as well? She said she loved them. She said, but I don't think I was ever in love with him. And Shaq said, I understand. He said I was hard to love. So I don't know. Facts and Feelings says the billionaires and the black women know the courts ain't giving her half of his billions. That's why white billionaires could talk, just keeping it real. But they with the sisters nevertheless. I'm just saying, regardless of how it ends up, they with them now. And the Woody says that's the problem. Black women want Becky's life and lifestyle. Not me. Not at all. Simone says majority of CFOs I know are white women. Got you. B says the myth of the white womanhood, right? And your average logical thinker says I heard a black man say passport bros is nothing but men participating in sex tourism. Until we can have an honest discussion, we'll get nowhere. I'm just gonna keep reading. I promise you I am. Brother Damon says I would be above the poverty line if they give me some of that illegal money. Just saying. So you say you wouldn't be. I think you're trying to say. Hero, you say Asian women be waist deep, almost working in the rice paddy with babies wrapped in their backs, while Papa Son chilling on the porch smoking a pipe.
Africans do the exact same thing.
Just keep reading. I think I'm almost to the bottom. I don't know. Miss Sweet, she says 2 white men tried to marry me. I should have chosen that white man. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think this conversation is taking a turn to a different direction.
Steer it in the right direction.
I will. I'm just going to keep reading. Entree says, per U.S. poverty statistics and facts, Black Americans are, yeah, I know, 11.5% in poverty.
If that is so true, why are Black people worried about all the money that's going to the migrants? If we're doing so well, why are we hollering and screaming about the money that's going to the migrants? I think, you know what? Wait. You want to know why? We love to pat ourselves on the back and tell ourselves how great we're doing when that's not the facts at all. The facts are what you see outside your window. Why are they putting these people in our neighborhoods? Why are they gentrifying our areas? If we're doing so well, why can't we hold our position in our communities?
I think they were saying that is not 70%. I think that's what it was about. Eunice says, I've been told by some of my older Black friends that's never been married is that they waited too long. They should have prioritized marriage. They should have built with someone out of college. Yep. I think that's probably closer to the truth than not. You know, a lot of people think they have time and, you know, people get married at all ages. So I don't know if there's really a time on it, but I think a lot of people have definitely passed up on the one 10 times at least in their life. Right. So yeah, I agree with you. Be Easy says, why do some Black women diss the Carlton Banks in the Black community, but accept the Bartholomew Wellington from the white community? Both of them are successful nerds, but many times they choose Brad. But see, that's not all Black women. I like me a nerdy man. I really do. I like somebody I could talk to. You know, somebody has some conversation, something, you know, to say. So that's not all Black women, though. And then I think we could pretty much surmise by the Carlton or which I used to love me some Alfonso Ribeiro. Oh my God, he was the one for me when I was like 12 or 11. But I don't know, has he ever been with a Black woman? I don't know. And then what's his name? Jaleel White. And he just married a white woman. Is like all the white women you could have married, and that okay. Frankie says they're not marrying Black women, and I apologize. I'm so behind, so I can't connect to that. So what that's with. Jamar says, if your mindset is to build, be careful who you choose because some people can be narcissistic. You ain't lying. You are not lying. Some people really don't want to build. They just want to be there, you know. Thank you, Wild Williams. I appreciate that. Mindful Moment says, I agree. Bashing someone ain't going to get us anywhere. Every time a question like this comes up, the mental illness comes out. Yeah. And Michael, how you doing? He says, I'm absolutely certain that the Elm Road would lead me to the most beautiful, the most desirable, and the most God-fearing woman with melanated skin just like mine for me. I know that's right. Black America says, Miss D, you don't date women. There are men really going through it. I'm not saying you right. I don't date women. Okay. I'm strictly. And I'm not saying that y'all not going through it. I'm not saying that at all. I never want to discount you guys' experiences. I'm just saying it's not all women who behave that way. Ricky, how you doing? Mom too, what's going on with you? Says oceans of blessings. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And welcome. Easy E, how you doing? Says hello D. Donovan in chat. I'm driving, can only listen. Be careful, especially if you're in this Houston traffic, right? Right. Yeah, I was like, hey, oh God, I'm so behind. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let me catch up. No,
I'm behind. People are typing their asses off.
Right, I'm trying to catch up. No reparation, no vote. He says, what's up? It's a lack of game, fellas. The right sister will submit to your will. Child. Be Easy says Demetria K in her soft girl era. I've always been in my soft girl era, always. You know. But you know, when you're in a different capacity, you're doing the show. Yeah, you know, I gotta be assertive. I can't be up here. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I think we would get more male followers if you did that.
Just being a dingbat, huh? It's okay.
Yes. You know, you stand up, do a couple twirls a couple times.
I absolutely will not. Okay. I will not. Y'all had any clips a couple of weeks ago. You want to know? I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I don't want to say I'm docile. I'm not docile. That I'm not. I could be tough. But I'm definitely feminine. I will say that. All right. Skipping on down. Avenge the ancestors. Did I say hello to you? If I did not, hello. Okay. Ray, how you doing? Thank you so much for the donation. It says reason number one, there are not enough black women with equal or superior, black men with equal or superior education, income, and socioeconomic status for college educated black women to consider for marriage. If you're talking about dating somebody on your level, I would definitely say so. Once again, thank you. I appreciate you. Jai says Demetria is balanced, loving sister, not a bossy type cooperative. Yeah, I'm not bossy at all, but I get it. Some people see me on here, Donovan. Some people see me on here and think that I am. I'm not. You can ask anybody who know me in real life. I'm pretty cool, pretty chill, more silly than anything. The word to say black women are done. It depends on who you ask, boo boo. It all depends on who you ask. Thunder says the American black women I like are more seasoned ladies that tend to be more traditional. We know. Yoruba says if a white man marries a black woman, he may have to worry about losing his status amongst his counterparts. If a white woman marries a black man, she may lose the privileges she gets from white men. Yeah, but I don't know about typically, but I'll say probably more so than not. White women with black men, they usually get black men that got something going on, right? So their family tends to be all right with it. Yes, he's Tiger Woods, or something like that, or Byron Allen. He's a billionaire, TV mogul. He got him a white woman, so.
Ebony K. Williams has a white man or was engaged to a white man and he kicked her to the curb, I mean, again, it's something about money and status. And I don't know what it is, but here's another question that goes on what you're saying. If women value their status and their education so much, why are they hollering and screaming about being alone? You obviously made a choice to put that as a priority. So why are you hollering and screaming after the fact?
I don't know. We have to ask them. Soto, he says, I promise you, a docile woman is boring. It's hard to figure out what they're thinking about, and you really don't know if they really love you or just you for security reasons. Yeah. Why would you want to be? I mean, nothing wrong with that, but like I said, I like to have conversations. To me, men that are like that are boring as well. That you're carrying a conversation. Like, so what do you want to talk about next? So, Yeah, I need somebody that's a conversationalist as well, because I will get bored. JW says Asian women and men are having the same problems. Asian men want their women to be subordinate all the time. Yeah, and is South Korea?
That's their culture. That is their culture. Do not antiquate American culture with their culture. It's totally different. And I hate when Americans do that. As soldiers, we go overseas, they tell us, do not antiquate yourself into their culture. American culture is totally different. If this guy's beating his woman up with a karate chop to the throat, you have nothing to say because that's their culture.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the Koreans. So I think it's the Korean women, South Korean, I think. They have that 4B movement where they're like, we are not messing with men no more. We done. They said men are over for a while because they are very, what do you call it? What is the word I'm looking for? Chauvinistic and, you know, all of that. And so they're like, we done with men in every way, shape, and form. So that's them over there.
And what do you think is going to happen in a few years when the men finally put their foot down and say, you know what, you ain't going to have a choice in the matter? What do you think is going to happen then?
So they're going to start raping the women?
No, I'm not saying they're necessarily raping, but the point is, if you know, their culture, if they say this is how it's going to be, whatever, and they start making arranged marriages and this is that, what are they going to do? There's nothing that they can do about it.
That would be called rape.
Well, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, in the Middle East, you have girls that are marrying guys that are girls are 10 years old, whatever the deal is, whatever. I'm saying,
why not just acquiesce some of what they want? Why not just acquiesce? I mean, it must be something really austere going on for those women to get together and say we are not messing with men no more.
Yeah, the austerity is the Western culture is destroying these traditional cultures. That's what's wrong.
If I hear, see, this is okay. Ray, thank you so much. It says reason number 2, Gen Z and millennial Black women want to marry up or equal. They don't want to struggle life with economically unattractive men. It's a new normal. And thank you once again for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. If I hear one more man, because see, y'all don't think y'all hear what y'all be saying. See, now I done perked up. On one instance, y'all blame Western women for corrupting the other women, but then y'all going over there to be with those women. Why would you want to be with such a dingbat that would let another woman outside of her own circle of influence her? But those are the women y'all flocking to. But y'all saying that woman, that group of women are so easily influenced by the Western women. But the other thing is this: how come they don't mimic the things that the good women in the West are doing? Why are they taking on the bad stuff? See, that goes to me, says that y'all, there's a lot to be said there. Well, why would you go get a woman that's mimicking that of the bad behavior and not mimicking the good behavior?
Okay, I'll answer that for you. The women that are mimicking the bad behavior are the women in the major cities where they got exposure to that. When you go to these countries like the Philippines or Thailand, whatever, a lot of the population is out in the rural countryside where they're not exposed to that stuff. Very rare you're going to see American guys dealing with Western idealistic Asian women that have adopted that. Most likely you go to places like Cebu and these places that are out away from the major cities where they don't have that exposure. That's where these guys are going.
So why aren't these women looking to the good women? Why is it just the bad? Like y'all give ratchet women or women who misbehave so much power. You know what I'm saying? But yet those are the women y'all running over there to be with, the women that's influenced.
But didn't you hear what I just said?
I probably did.
Guys that are going over there are not the women that are in the major cities that have exposure to Western culture, YouTube and all the internet and all that stuff. Those women, guys there ain't no guys wiping those women up. They're going out into the provinces where these women don't have those exposures and they're more traditional. That is where they're finding their wives. That's where they're finding them.
Is that where you be going?
Well, I don't go there to be looking for a wife in the area that I go. But if I was looking for a wife in all seriousness, I would go to the outside areas, not the major cities, but in those outside areas. That's where you would find a traditional woman.
Got you. So so a lot of passport bros just be going to the places where the wild women are. They just to be, treating them like trampolines for the most part.
No. A good example, like in the Philippines, a lot of brothers are going to Cebu. It's not a major city. They're not going to Manila. Manila is where you go to have fun and do all that other stuff. They're going to Cebu, which is more of a suburban, rural area. In Thailand, they're not sitting there in Bangkok and Phuket. They're going down to Pattaya into the province areas that's off of the main drag or the walking area. That's where they're going. They're not dealing with the women that are in the major cities. They're not doing that.
Okay. All right, so let me get down to these questions. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Be easy. You say, Demetri, go both ways. Which way you talking? If you talking about, like I said, I'm strictly. Okay. Only thing a woman can do for me is show me where a man is at. That's you with the mummy. Okay. Brogu, how you doing? Say good night. You just got here. Georgia says, are you single? As a dollar bill, y'all. Herbert says, Black women are one-sided with Black men, but will make all kinds of accommodations for a white man. Okay. Because I'm one of those people now that I'm never going to change your mind. If that's your experience, that's your experience. I'm just going to say, okay. JW says, we like this topic because these relationship issues are so real, plague our community. Yeah, I totally agree with you. All right. I'm just saying that's what y'all want. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
And we're telling you what we like, and yet you guys still go against it. We tell you this is what we like. This is what we like. And you guys, no, you got to take this. No, you got to take me as I am. No, we don't want that. We don't want Lizzo. We don't want it. We don't like BBLs. We like natural.
Well, somebody like Lizzo because she got a man. She got
and guess what? When you got money like Lizzo, somebody will sign up for that.
Lizzo been with this man. Stop.
If Lizzo was just an ordinary person, I'm not saying she wouldn't get a man, but the point is it would be a lot harder for her to.
You lying on Lizzo. Lizzo been with that man before she was Lizzo. And don't you
then why the hell is she on you? Obviously, she has no respect for the man, because if she's been with that man for that long, why is she taking a crap on Instagram in front of everybody and just grossing everybody out, showing her body? That's disrespectful to her man.
Hold up. I wish I had a picture. Jeff Bezos, who may or may not be the richest man in the world, because it goes back and forth between him, Elon, and Mark. His woman showed up to the White House dinner to meet the dignitaries in a see-through red, which was cute, see-through lace bodice dress. The richest man in the world woman showed up, and not now one of y'all said nothing about it.
Was she Lizzo size?
That don't matter.
It does matter to men. It does matter to men. Fellas,
but
put
to
a
you,
one in the chat if it does matter.
To you, but you ain't getting in the bed with Lizzo, and Lizzo wouldn't be getting in the bed with you.
Again, I hear what you're saying, but see, you're not listening to what men are saying. It does matter.
If
she was Lizzo size, people would be saying something.
You know what though? Don't matter to Lizzo man. You ain't Lizzo man. Okay, now Black Americans is not doing.
Like I said, men think different. Look at the chat right now. Look what all the guys are doing right now. Yeah, it does matter.
If a million men got in here and said something about Lizzo, as long as it ain't Lizzo, man, that's all that matters. Because Lizzo ain't got to try to please y'all. She got to please her man. If her man don't have a problem with it, then y'all need to button your lip. And Black America says it's not being a dingbat. It's ladylike. Oh no, trust me, definitely there's some dingbats running around, wouldn't even know how to boil hot dog water. Wild Williams says, I'm bossy about you cooking in that kitchen and that gopher life, especially cleaning. Okay. Not for real. I need to skip down. Damon, you say Byron Allen had his black card pulled. Yeah, and he just lost his, the griot or something, and he fired a lot of people. Level up and man up. Tradesman, how you doing? Says, I personally don't care about your education. Okay, got you. Miss Sweet, you say, Black men like to talk about themselves. That's why they don't want us to be quiet. Kale Bonner, I hope I said that right. How you doing? It says, Asian and Hispanic women work in their restaurants as a family. They work for a purpose for the future. We have to work to stunt and take trips. I agree with that. Keisha says, some Asian governments are flying in African women to marry them and procreate. That's what is especially happening. See, I don't ever want to talk about that side of it either. Truth, no, he says, y'all see how Demetri keeps going against the natural order. That's why women don't have husbands. What natural order are we talking about? Do y'all, let me ask y'all, see, because now y'all gonna make me put on my other hat. What natural order are y'all talking about? Matter of fact, it's time to share the link. It's time to share the link. Because I want to near Truth, no, if you don't mind coming over here and show me your face before you come on, because I've never seen you on here. I've seen you in here, but not up here. So I'm gonna put the link in the comment section, and I want you to tell me which natural order you're talking about. Hold on. Let me mute myself real quick.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take over the show. Big up to men. Big up to men.
I'm back. Okay, so who was that? Oh, I got to the bottom. That was Trues No TV. I want you to come on down because the price is right. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna get to the bottom here. I do apologize. You guys are really going in. Ron, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. The last good man in Jersey, what's going on with you? Says guys go to Cuba to find wives. Yeah, is it Cuba or you said Cebu? Or Cuba? Because I know Cuba kind of hard to get in. They want to know what y'all doing up over there.
Yeah, in Cebu, a lot of guys are going there because it's not a major city. It's like it's like being like Riverside or something like that. It's not, but they're making it into a major city. So
got you, because I ain't never heard of it before. Okay, I have to make sure I get my delegation over there.
We used to have a naval air station over there.
Got it. Okay. Hero, says black women don't like nerdy brothers, only nerdy white. Yeah. Are you a black woman? Are you a black woman? Because you show speaking on what a lot black women like. So how would you know it? I mean, I know you can talk about the women you've been with, but you speak in absolutes. So unless you a black woman, these black women on here telling you they like nerdy men. So you saying they don't. So where's your intel coming from? If you don't mind me asking you. All right, for real. I'm gonna skip down, acknowledging everybody that came on here. Great achievements. How you doing? Black America Lizzo don't want you either. You can believe that. Jamar says, Demetri, you've got that Bay Area female swag, and I'm loving it. You know, I'm from Southern California, not Northern, but you know, it's about all the same. Y'all don't know what that man gonna do. Y'all for y'all not to want Lizzo, y'all show all up in Lizzo business. How y'all so focused on Lizzo? Y'all want Lizzo. Just keep it a buck. Y'all want Lizzo. If Lizzo came and say, hey, how you doing? Brown sugar, y'all would fall out. Yes, you would.
What we're trying to say, what men are trying to say is Lizzo is not a high desirable woman because of her size. Most men don't want women that big. Most men, I'm not saying all, most men don't want women like that.
Okay. Lizzo's got a man. What did Shantae Moore say? Lizzo's got a man at home.
And obviously she don't respect him at all because she's out there farting and stanking and whatever and showing her body.
Just up there lying. When did you see her
truth?
Have you smelled Lizzo?
On live on Instagram or not? Instagram or TikTok? On TikTok, she's actually taking a crap on TikTok. She actually did that.
You saw her take a crap on TikTok. Physically taking a crap.
Yes.
What was you doing watching?
What do you mean? It was a clip that was all on the blogs. It was all on the blogs.
I didn't see it. I don't know.
Because you don't look for stuff like that. That's how out of touch you are.
You're right. I know. I mind my business. I don't go be looking for people I don't like. You know, I mind my business. Average logical thinker says Lizzo said in Vanity Fair they've been together over a year but been friends for 6. So they've been together for a while. But they've known each other for a long time. And what I was gonna say is this, because I watched her HBO special and he was on it and stuff too. What I'll say is this: the purple one. Yeah, if you don't know who the purple one is, then I feel sorry for you. Yes, he discovered Lizzo. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
And you want to know why he discovered Lizzo? She's a very talented flutist, but he had another talented flutist before that named Candy Dulfer, who was a white chick. And they fell out or something, whatever. And then he went to get Lizzo after her.
Candy Dulfer's been around probably a lot longer than Lizzo's been born. So
yeah. But what I'm saying is Candy Dulfer did a lot of flute work for Prince on some of his albums and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, Candy Dulfer's up there. She's probably twice as old as Lizzo. I know who Candy is though. Alaska man in Jersey says Bezos' wife had a history of sleeping and married with extremely rich men. She knows what she's doing. Been doing it for decades. I know. I'm familiar with Lauren. Lauren was on channel Fox News. In Los Angeles for years and years and years. She's a newscaster. I think she was married to a director somewhere, and then her and Jeff, and the rest was history.
Oh, by the way, Demetra, my condolences to you. Channel 5 entertainment guy. What's his name? God, I just lost it.
Oh, Sam.
Sam. Yeah.
Yes, a staple in Los Angeles. KTLA. Yes.
Yeah, he ended up passing.
Yeah, he was an entertainment reporter.
Sam Rubin.
Yes, Sam Rubin. They don't know why. They said he was there the day before, and then they found out that he died. Walter, we found Walter. Ding, 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 ding,
ding. He's showing up. I guess they're off the trail for now.
This fool said, ain't nothing wrong with Lizzo. She deserves love, but that shouldn't be the rule. Well, hey, Lizzo's man likes it. I love it. Francis, how you doing? Trisno, where you at? Where you at? Come on, I put the link up in there. I'm gonna put it back up in there again just for you.
What's her name? Gabrielle Sabri?
Sidibe got a man.
Sidibe, yeah, she's got a man, a white man. Right, exactly.
Sidibe's got a man at home. I'm just saying. Okay, for real. Let me skip down for real because I see that I'm so behind. We still okay. No, I'm not that behind. Okay, let's see. Ron says, if I show my picture, are we gonna go on a date? Where you live? Where you living at? Quincy X, how you doing? Say you the prize. You know how I feel about that statement when I hear a man say he's the prize. I'm gonna be quiet. Monique, how you doing? Says the Bible says we should never mix with other nations. Number one, and number two, please stop including all black women. And you know what I'm saying? Like they ran around here and dated every black woman on the planet. So now they got their little, synopsis of this is me dating all black women, and I determine this. You haven't dated all black women. As I always said, I don't know black women who behave like the women y'all describe. I do not keep company with women like that. Most of my friends, if not all my female friends, are either married, they're very sweet, feminine, love the brothers, but the brothers don't love them. Okay, that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Aaron says, a man is man of the house. That part, not son, not wife, not the children, having more consideration than a husband. You will not get any arguments with me at all about that. The man is the head of the household. JBWR, where have you been? Where you been? But thank you. Francis says, looking for country man. You looking for a country man? Okay. While William says, I love nerds. Give me all the nerd sisters. Yeah, the nerds is where it's at. Brother Don says, get your ass up on the stage and defend your position. Yeah, let me put the link back up in here. Come on down. Come on down. This is for Truzno. The wood you putting Bible scriptures in there. I've gone to church. I'm familiar with the Bible. I'm not familiar with the scriptures. You have to tell me what that means, but Donovan says, I may be coming through the oceans now soon. Why? Just to go to space?
See, this is exactly why you can't get your military benefits. That's Oceana Naval Air Station. It's in Virginia. You got to know these things. You got to know the acronyms.
I was getting there. Okay. Then I got caught up. I got a baby daddy, and it came to a screeching halt like, and I didn't get a chance to make it, but I would have gone to Virginia. No, how you doing? Says Lizzo ain't nasty, as a lot of these women say that because she's overweight. Yeah, we know what that's about, right?
Well, again, I like I said, I'm not trying to say she's a bad. I think she's very talented. I think she's a pretty woman, but I do believe she's bipolar, and she does have allegations against her.
Do you? But you have.
What? I'm just saying. I'm not saying she's guilty. I'm just saying. I feel she's bipolar. I feel she's bipolar because she's happy in one instant, and then she's crying and breaking down and quitting the entertainment business. To me, that's a form of.
Because she always got people effing with her. I mean, what she's supposed to be Teflon Don. She always got people on messing with her. She human.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, though, whoever her rep is or her manager, they got to keep her off the internet like that when she's breaking down. That's not.
Well, how don't y'all just leave her alone? How about that? See, it's easy.
She is the one going up on TikTok doing all that.
But okay, I haven't seen her taking no craps on. I don't know.
Well, go look it up. Go look it up.
I'm not lying. Thank you. I'm a pass.
Yeah, I mean, we're not making that up. The point is, how do you go out there and put yourself out there in a public forum, and then you don't want to be criticized?
I don't want to see it, but
that's how women think, fellas. Do you guys see how women think? It's not even logical. You're going to put yourself on a public forum, put yourself out there, and then now you're above criticism. Give me a break.
I mean, I don't know if she says she's above criticism. Y'all be going hard in the paint on Lizzo. Yes,
it don't matter. Then stop putting yourself in the public square.
She can do what she wants to do. Because you can't stop messing with her. See, that's the problem that I have. That's why I say I abstain from the internet, because as a wise man once said, his name was Chris Crocker. I will not take his quote. He says, I almost said the B word, but I ain't gonna say it. He says, people are running around the World Wide Web like it's the home of the brave, walking and I'm paraphrasing at this point, walking tall and talking tough, messing with people like, because you got a keyboard, you think you can mess with people, like, you be grown. Because after a while, let's say I don't like everything Lizzo does. I don't. But I'm not going to be on the internet riding down on it. Because it's me. Because you can, don't mean you should. So you're saying Lizzo is a subpar behaving, and you're going to get up on the internet and do it right with her? What about bullying people is okay to do? Like, we're grown. That's what kids on the schoolyard do. They bully people. That's all I'm saying. And yes, average logical thinking. Candy Dover is fired. And RIP to David Sanborn. He announced that he died. Awesome saxophonist. I've been listening
to
David.
What group was he a part of?
What group was he a part of? I'm not sure, but I know that him and Bob James, they had a couple of tough ones together.
Have you heard of a group called Foreplay?
Oh, yes.
Ella DeBarge sang After the Dance.
Dance with me, come on, dance with me, baby. When he goes, oh, he talking to me. Just one Black America. Give me 1 second. Let me get down to the bottom. But yes, David Sanborn, one of the greats, I would say. Okay, Shirley, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. M. Thompson, how you doing? Oh, I say, yeah, at work. Okay, got you. Trues, no, you at work. Mm-hmm. You know what, Al? You ain't helping. Gabrielle Cinnabon, that is not her name. Okay, Gabrielle Cinnabay. All right. Let's see who else came. Simply Getting Paid. How you doing? Says any customs that promote togetherness will ultimately uplift our community. Modern society encourages individuality, which sounds good, but in the end makes life a bit more distressing. I love it. Ronnie, did I say hello to you? Says after I crossed the 50 line, I could care less if another person believes water is wet. Man, that's a word right there. I'm with you. I don't. Well, I say when I turn 53, I say I don't give no damns. I don't. Okay, I'm stalling because I'm scared. Black America might say. Sparkling for Jesus says, yeah, bipolar doesn't mean y'all should beat up on her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, let's grow up. Wild Women says your average logic, your average there's more. Okay, so he reads. Okay, I just want to catch up because I haven't been able to. Truth Immortal, how you doing? Says, isn't she vegan? Yeah, which goes to show you that Twinkies are vegan too. No, I don't think Twinkies are, but Oreos are Twinkies. vegan. All right. Did I get to the bottom? Oh, I think I did. Y'all. Okay, y'all slow down for just a second. Just a second. Gilbert, how you doing? Says to answer the question of the podcast because they choose to be single. Mm-hmm. All right, Black America. How you doing?
Hello, Dimitri and Donovan. How you guys doing today, this afternoon?
Great.
Good, good. So the question on the floor was, is it successful? Why are successful Black women single? Is that the way to question?
And how you doing? TNT 59 said David Sanborn was not in foreplay. That's why I was like, okay. What was you? I'm sorry. Say that again, Black America.
I said, is it saying why are successful Black women single?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, Miss D, can you, because you never answered, which I hate that you try to like shove it all the way off to the end. What do you see as a successful Black woman? What do you see as that?
Well, my definition of a successful Black woman, and we're gonna put the Black woman in it, or anybody successful, but we'll say Black woman is somebody who's achieved her goals. Everybody's success is different. Success is not the same for everybody. Everybody's not chasing money. Everybody doesn't want a giant, big body car or big giant house or material things. Some people just want to be able to, sustain the lifestyle they have. Some people's definition of success is true happiness, nirvana, right? Buddhists, if you will, they say that is the ultimate, right? Achieving nirvana, which is, the ultimate peace. So some people deem that to be successful. So it's different for everybody else. But when you say why is a successful Black woman single, I think it's what everybody else said. Maybe she wants somebody that is close where she is as far as goal attainment, walking on the same thing. Because I will say, there's a lot of times when you are with somebody and where there's a man or a woman and they're not on the same path as you are, sometimes it can be hard because I would say people who are striving to be successful, their mindset is a lot different, right? They like maybe taking bigger risks and things like that. So sometimes it can be hard, but I just think it's different for everybody. And so I can't really blanket everyone else, but if she's single because she's not wanting to be with a man, it's probably because she's maybe waiting for a man that's somewhere in the same circle as she is. Just like a lot of men, they want a type of woman they want, and some sisters want the type of man she wants. So it's different for everybody.
All right. Thank you for answering that for me. Because so you don't think success has anything to do with money or your financial security or anything like that, correct?
It can. I'm saying it can. It's different for everybody else. Everybody is not chasing money. So some people
okay. So
money.
So let's go with the majority or minority. You think the majority of women don't find men who are successful with the money and the cars and the houses and things like that? Or is that the minority?
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Majority or minority think successful men have money, cars, houses, or they are sleeping on the street. Successful. Majority.
See again, I don't know what the majority of women want, but I'm saying if I had to guess, and this is a guess, I would say that those women want material things. But Donovan, what do I always say about a rich man? I say a lot of things about a lot of stuff, but what is my overall assessment of people who are successful as far as material things?
I can't remember right now. Are they happy? Yeah.
Is it a good man?
Is it a good man? Right.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm a Black woman. Hello. So what I'm saying is, I know there's a lot of women out there say, I want a man with a big car, a house and money. That don't mean he a good man. Stuff don't make people good. People are good. Wait a minute. You asked me a question. I want to really answer this. What I'm saying is, I don't think that makes, I don't measure success by that. Having a house and a car, I think those are adult things you should have, right? That's what I think. Insurances, and I think that's adulting. So, but how big of a house you have, that may measure some sort of success, but I don't deem those things to be successful. I just think it's kind of normal. But I always say a man with a lot of money and big cars, that don't mean he's a good man. Most women I know want a man to treat her right. And that could be the garbage man that's coming here on Thursday. You know, he has a job, he's taking care of himself, he's a good man. I know a lot of women be like, boo, when we going out? You know, I don't know. Let me answer this. He says, why are so many successful sisters not as successful at attaining a relationship than others? And I talk about this a lot because my mom, she graduated in 1967, right? She's gone now, RIP, her birthday being 2 weeks, okay? She used to always tell me her girlfriends in high school, their goal was to marry right out of high school. That was considered to be like the thing. I'm going to get married and we're going to raise a family. That was what they wanted. Now, the goalpost has moved for a whole host of reasons. See, when we ask a question like that, you got to throw in history and some numbers. Of course, we know the feminist movement, which that wasn't all that it was, but you also got to remember too, we were a disjointed people through slavery. We got back together during Jim Crow, and you got civil rights movement, and you got a whole bunch of other factors that help tear us apart. And y'all talk about it a lot. The Black woman does get more of a leg up with things, social programs, grants and stuff than the Black man. So that has been planted into a lot of sisters' heads. I won't say all, but a lot of sisters' heads that I am successful, but I don't think you're successful if you're not smart, if you can't use wisdom. Wisdom will tell any sister that's doing all right, that's got a little something going on, the probability of me finding a man that's doing what I'm doing is probably not as great as me getting with a man who has an average income, but he's a good brother. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's changed, because women's viewpoints have changed. And the other thing too is because Black women are single more than everybody else, she's got to take care of herself. So when I hear men say, oh, she got a degree, I don't know if y'all been out there lately. You need a degree to get a good job. And when I say a good job, some of these jobs want to pay you $19 an hour with a master's degree. So she's got to have some paperwork in order to, because working at Taco Bell ain't going to get it. So she's got to have a good job.
$20 in Taco Bell here in California.
And even $20 in California ain't going to get it. So,
okay. Ms. D, do you think that and I'm asking you questions to really find out, because you keep saying like, and I know you're like pro-Black man and woman, right? So I'm not going to say, but when things come up that are derogatory about the men, you kind of like shine that on a little bit. And so I'm just asking the questions.
Wait, give me an example, brother.
Okay, earlier. Okay, I will. Let me say it.
Wait. The Wood, I don't live in Los Angeles. I'm in the South. I'm not in Los Angeles. I am from the West Coast, but I'm not there now. So I just want to put that in. So you saying stuff, and there's no validity to what you're saying. But go ahead, Black America. Give me an example of when I shine stuff on.
Okay, so Mrs. Salt and Pepper, believe me, I've been here since the beginning. Mrs. Salt and Pepper was saying a lot of derogatory things towards men. Whether you really kind of paid attention to it or not, but I tell you, the men did in the chat, and you were like, "Well, I ain't gonna say nothing." Like Miss Wanda, I ain't said nothing. You ain't heard it from me.
Did I say that about her comments? Wait, nah, brother.
Yes. You said, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it, Miss D. I promise you.
Wait, hold on, brother. Because we're gonna deal with specifics here. Did I also say that to some men's comments as well? And egging, the definition of egging something on means I was like, go girl. Yeah, you tell them, girl. You didn't hear me say that not one time. So don't lie on me, brother. How you doing, Monet?
It might not have been go girl, you go girl, but the things that you were saying, Mr. Mitra, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am telling you 100% what you were reading from Miss Salt and Pepper. I thought it was a man at first, but then I said that this has to be a woman. When she made the first couple of comments, I was like, oh, but she started making more comments. I knew that it was a woman. Donovan, am I lying here or did I miss something?
Our perspective as men and Demetra's perspective, it's always going to be different. I'm gonna say it like that.
Okay. Let me ask y'all this. Did she say anything that was worse than some of the comments that the men have been saying, or do y'all just glossing over that?
Well, I'm not looking at all of the comments, Miss D. So because I'm not. No, you were reading her comments, Miss D.
Okay, which one? Because it's probably 1,000 comments on here at least. So which one did I say yes? Which one did I say that to?
You read about approximately 4 or 5 of her comments. That's what I'm saying. And you didn't have problems.
I read it.
Your demeanor said you agree with it. Now, I don't know if you feel like you did it subconscious. You might have did it subconscious. It might be something that you didn't even notice. I noticed
something. One thing Demetra knows is Demetra, okay? And I don't never need nobody to try to speculate how I was feeling. And y'all know me by now. Donovan don't lie to people. Donovan, I'm gonna put you on mute because you got a lot of
okay.
Donovan knows me, and anybody who's been on here enough time, there you go, knows that I don't have no problem saying what the hell I need to say, okay? So if you didn't hear me co-signing, I say that a lot. I'm gonna keep reading. I say that probably every show, at least 5 to 10 times. I'm gonna keep reading. So you trying to speculate how I was feeling? See, I was saying that to a sister the other day when she talking about he looks and that's how a lot of people end up getting in trouble, especially on these jury trials where you just saying your demeanor. What you got to back that up? You ain't got nothing to back that up. So you trying to judge me on something I may have been saying? Nah, don't do that to me. Like I said, I have no problem telling you what I need to say. My heart don't pump not a drop of Kool-Aid when it comes to nothing or some things. Anyway, yeah. I mean, you lying on me. Okay, so let's see here. Let me get to some of these comments. I don't want to ignore you guys. I hope you guys don't think that I am. Let's see here. TNT, you say, he says, many other groups have successful marriages. I think there's more to it is that they can't find compatible men. Compatible men aren't interested or they don't want the men who I don't know. I can't speak for those women. Y'all, because I know deep down inside, that's why I don't really spend a lot of time on the internet because I know that the internet is an evil think tank. And a lot of times these narratives go forward and we just want to believe that Black women ain't ish. That would be the answer that I think would be palatable to a lot of people, that Black women just ain't worth a hill of beans, right? That would be, and she is stupid. Oh, she ignorant. She like zaddy. She a ratchet. Because if I was saying those things, y'all be like, yeah, that's not it. Some women act like that. A lot of women don't. I would venture to say most Black women don't act like the ones that they show on the internet and the TV. Show us a sister that's doing something that's good. I tell y'all this all the time. But I got about 18,000 subscribers, which thank God that I have that. But there's a lot of sisters that got way more. They ain't acting like me. They not talking like me. They got to keep y'all entertained by showing y'all what's cleavage. You know, today I went to church, but she's showing you her booty, all that other stuff. So there's Black women that act like they got some sense, but the problem is that type of black woman don't whet your appetite as far as a conversation. She don't. Y'all get more Sexy Red lip service than you do the woman who ain't acting like Sexy Red. Sexy Red don't represent me. Me and Sexy Red would never run in the same circle, but y'all hold her up as the litmus test for black women, which I would ask you, brothers, that think that Sexy Red is the example for black women. What is your mama like? Do she represent your mama? And what black women have you been hanging around to where you can say that Sexy Red resembles the black women you know? Because that speaks more about y'all than it does a woman like Sexy Red, because I don't keep company with women like that, and I'm a woman.
Can I ask you this question?
Can I say something? Yeah. I'm about to say we both want to say something on that.
Yeah. Let me just say this. Isn't silence consent? Because I don't see a lot of women talking against these women.
Okay, I think that's an excellent question. You can only check what respects you. So you want me to go up to a talk, because y'all ain't, listen, one thing I'm going to see, now y'all going to have me go there. Don't ask me to do something y'all ain't doing. Y'all see brothers sagging and acting crazy, and y'all lips be buttoned. See, they don't make them like my daddy, because my daddy actually is that man. My daddy got a broken hip for trying to intercede in some nonsense, okay? So you asking me to go up to a woman I don't know and put her in check or be all up on the internet, because I see the internet is not real life. Get outside of the internet, is because people get paid to draw narratives, whether they're true or not. And I made a meme yesterday, and I'm going to rock with it. I said, if it's on the blogs, it must be true. Harriet Tubman. Because people believe everything they see on the internet. So I'm not going to check a woman I don't know, but I'm going to check the women I do know. And I know a lot of women, and we have these very candid conversations. Sister, you think that's what you should be doing? Sister, or you niece, daughter. See, that's what the conversations are, but don't ask me to do what y'all ain't doing. Black America.
So your answer is silence is consent.
Silence is none of my damn business what that woman I don't know is doing, just like it ain't none of your business, because I don't see y'all brothers running up on other brothers saying, hey, black man, you think you should, woulda, coulda. Y'all don't do that, but y'all want sisters to run around doing it. Don't ask me to. Y'all talk about I'll put my life in harm's way, but you want me to do it?
What do you want black men to tell other black men?
Well, what do you want black women to tell other black women?
No, I'm saying you're the one. Listen, Miss D, you're the one that seems like you have a problem with something that black. We're giving you a specific thing. Sexy Red is saying that she's eating booty, right? She's saying now, yeah, I have kids. My kids are grown just like you, but I also have a 6-year-old, and she, thank God, doesn't have access to any of that part of the internet. But I've seen an interview with her that says she wants a man to ejaculate on her food so she can eat it later. I've seen her in videos say that. And Miss D,
let me ask you this. What does that have to do with me as a black woman? Have you heard me? I didn't even know what she said, because I don't look for Sexy Red. So what does that have to do with me as a black woman? How many black women outside of Sexy Red have you heard say they wanted that done to their food?
Miss D, you have to realize I'm outside. Hold on. Miss D, I'm outside. Miss D, I'm outside. I've seen a lot of women. Women do a lot of things to me and to a lot of men. I'm just going to say that.
Okay, but what kind of women you hanging around? Why would you listen, brother?
They're women. They're women. They work in banks. They work as
America. What would I do? I do not want to go back and forth over silliness. Okay, I think that example, and you not listen. I don't care what y'all say. You never ever gonna get me to have a conversation with you about such filth. First of all, and I don't know no black woman that says she wants somebody to do that to her food. So for you to even want to engage me in that nonsense is silly. But like I said, I don't know I'm not versed on Sexy Red, and I want to know why you grown men are versed on what Sexy Red is doing, but you don't know what the sister in your community that's doing, that's actually talking to Black women and girls and helping them. Y'all don't know what she doing, and she closer to you. Never be in the same circle as a Sexy Red, but you can tell me everything she said. Why does Sexy Red get more importance in the lips of Black men than the women that's actually doing something for the community? Why does she get a more of a conversation?
Can I go, or you want me to wait? You gonna finish up? Okay. Sexy Red is what the majority of all women from 50, even your age, Miss D, I go to a club, I see women your age in fishnets, okay? All the way down to past your daughter's age, 21. It's what the majority of women are doing. Like I say, I get to get with women all the way from my age all the way down to about 21, because it is what the majority of women are doing. And Sexy Red is in that majority of women. You're not doing it. No. And that's why I was asking you, because it seems so strange that it's never anybody that you know that's ratchet. But I'm outside every day and I see these ratchet women. Like, do you go out to clubs? Do you go out to, and I'm not talking about doing a jazz festival. Then you're not even out in the atmosphere where these things are happening, Miss D.
Wait. Now, you're right.
So it's not fair.
Wait, stop. Because let's break this down. I'm really just like losing brain cells even having this because I don't give a damn about what Sexy Red is doing. I really don't. But you said you in the nightclubs. I would venture to say most Black women are not in nightclubs. In fact, most Black women, or I would say more Black women, are probably in the church. So you're trying to get us to believe that the women that you hanging out with in the clubs with fishnets, black pantyhose, legs show through the holes, that's, more than the time. You want me to believe that that was
a good song
for women? And yeah, and how you doing, Love Big? He says we don't go to no darn clubs. That's what I'm saying. So you can't.
Okay, so how old is that person? This is what I want to ask you, Miss D. When you were young, you never went to the club and then went to church afterwards.
I went to the club and I met my daughter's father. You asked me.
It's women still doing that, Miss D.
Huh?
It's women still doing that, Miss D. I'm not playing. So then why would you say that Black women aren't in the club? Did you enjoy any of the nightlife?
I didn't say that. I did not say that. And Love Big is 47. I said the majority of Black women, I would imagine, are not in the club. So you are basing your example because you hang out in the clubs.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. The Black women that you know in the clubs, you're trying to blanket all Black women that's running around with fishnet pantyhose on that are 50 and over. I really, no, I didn't say 50 and over. I said all the way from 50, all the way down past all the way from 50 to 21, 19, they're out in the streets every day. But you're not out in the streets and you're not out in the atmosphere doing things. So you wouldn't see it. So that's something that you wouldn't see. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to give it to Keisha. Ladies are not in the streets. First of all, and that's the problem. Y'all not with ladies. Y'all with them women's and you were chilling in a juke joint, okay? A lady ain't hanging out in the streets. And no, I do not hang out in the streets. I do not hang out in the clubs. I do not do that because I'm a lady. Keisha,
well, I will say this. A lot of women that are in the church, them older ladies were the women that were in the clubs.
Whatever. Are they talking about Sexy Red in the church? How you know? When last time you been the one here, lady, talking about some Sexy Red? See, you're lying now. Keisha, how you doing, Keisha?
Hey, Demetria. Hey, Donovan and Black America. How y'all doing today?
Wonderful.
I just wanted to say, two things don't have to be the same. I think there's a false equivalent going on here. just because some men do bad things doesn't mean all men do bad things. Just because some women do bad things doesn't mean all women do bad things. I think this is kind of irrelevant, but the real point is why are decent Black men and Black women possibly not getting together? I don't believe that's true. I do believe, though, there is a situation where in our society, we have become so jaded, all of us have become so jaded that at the first inkling of something we don't like, we jump all the way to the other side, and we have a lot of other jaded people willing to jump on the bandwagon. So we're going to say all Black men or all Black women. All Black men don't do anything, and all Black women don't do anything, because we're not a monolith. We have lots of different feelings and thoughts about everything. And so I love my daddy. So I don't want to come on here and make it seem like all Black men are bad and they do bad things. Do we have disagreements? Yeah, because we are different people, but that doesn't mean we always have to be at each other's throats and trying to prove that the other person is like horrible and demonize them. I think we need to back off that a little bit. All this the self-hate that comes through within those conversations. So now I have to prove that brothers are terrible and they have to prove that Black women are terrible. Nah, well, let's squash that. What I do want to say, though, is there is a reason for men to want to protect themselves and women to want to protect themselves. And I will say it this way. Just like women make bad decisions, men make bad decisions. And you cannot blame your bad decisions on all good women. And women cannot blame their bad decisions on all good men. Having said that, sometimes we need to take a beat and know that maybe the woman you're dealing with who is bad or has bad tendencies is not representative of every woman you meet. And then to turn around and take it out on all those women is wrong. Hence, the same is in reverse. When women make bad decisions about men and then they want to turn it around and blame all Black men, that's not fair either. But we do have to be aware that bad people are out there and we have to choose better. And even when we talk about Shaq and Shawnee, Shaq made a choice for a reason. And she made a choice for a reason. Maybe they both made bad choices and then they had to live with that choice. We all make bad choices in life sometimes, and we have to live with those choices and the ramifications of those choices. But I don't like it when we start talking about all Black men and all Black women and trying to make each other seem like the devil. We're not. We just have failings and we just have different points of view, but that doesn't make us bad people. And I'm gonna let it rest there.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question real quick. It's just a question. Would you agree that in this society, in this timeline, on this earth, because a lot of people believe in alternate earths and all this other stuff, that when men do a certain thing, they are ostracized more so than their female counterparts?
Are you talking about in the Black community?
Just a society, period. If you and I did a murder,
I don't believe that.
If you and I did a murder, the exact same murder, who's going to get more time?
We are both going down because we are both Black.
No, I didn't ask you that. I said,
and
who
I
gets
used to be
more
a
time?
legal secretary for 10 years. So I'm going to answer this from a point of actually having been in the legal system.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Black women catch no breaks in this system at all. So, and I know a lot of times the focus is on Black men, because even look at when we had all those protests for George Floyd, how many people were protesting for Breonna Taylor or any of the other women who were lynched? All of them were lynched, but we know Ahmaud Arbery's name right off the bat. Name me like 3 or 4 Black women who were lynched. We can't. You know why? Because their stories are never told. We never give as much push for them as a whole, as a Black community, as a whole. Worldwide, it is the way it is.
Okay.
And I don't
You
think
kind of
Black
went
men
all the
really
way
see
around
that.
the question.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
we
didn't answer
see
that question.
Nah. Let her speak. Let her speak.
I see where she's going,
I have
but
seen it time and time again. Women are supposed to, know what they're doing and why. And even when women talk to men, if she's chasing after a man, why don't you leave that man alone? Can't you see he doesn't want you? Switch that in reverse. A man is chasing after a woman. Why don't you give him a chance? That's a good brother. That is the conversation, and that is the reality of women, especially
Right.
Black women.
Right.
Can
It
you
doesn't mean
answer
that
this
we have an
man's
easier
question?
life than Black men.
But-
Black men have a hard life. I'm
Right,
not
but my
saying that. I'm saying
question-
our realities are different.
Right. But my question was this: in this society, if you and I did an exact same crime, who gets more time usually?
I'm answering you usually.
You didn't.
If it's the
Wait,
same
wait,
crime and we both get caught,
but Keisha, let me interject here. See, the problem is Keisha said a word.
No, she did.
When she first came on, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, talking about the comparison of who's the worst, this, that, and the other. And Donovan, I love you, but you went and it negated everything she said by asking her to tell you who gets demonized the most when she just said.
Because I'm trying to make a point.
Okay, well, what's your point, brother?
I'm trying to make a point. In this society, whatever, because men are ostracized more and held to a higher standard of responsibility in the patriarchy, that is why in the echo chamber, it has always seemed that men get more of the negativity than the women. That was my point. That was it. Would you agree with that?
It's always the man's fault. It's always the man's fault. No matter what happens in a relationship, on a job, an accident, anything that happens, it's always a man's fault. And then men blame other men for it, but nobody ever blames the woman or has her take accountability.
Right, because she's a mom, or she's this, or she's that.
She's a mom. She's so it's always the man's fault.
Did y'all hear that sister say that?
No, I didn't hear that.
The Black American. I
didn't hear. I heard her go into some big old speech. Trying to, I didn't. She was. It's a yes or a no. It's a man or a woman. The man gets more time.
That's not how that works. That is not how that works. Y'all didn't hear that sister say nothing like that. But see, this is also the problem. Y'all talk about how sisters are combative and stuff, and y'all came in and just what you did was Keisha built it all the way up from the foundation all the way to the rooftop, and you two came in with a wrecking ball saying, F that. Let's take it back to the foundation. Let's take it back to square one is what you did.
That's not what we want to hear. We want an answer. We want an answer.
My point is, in this society, men are always held accountable to a higher standard compared to their female counterpart. That's what I said.
I know, but that ain't what that sister said. And then y'all talking about that ain't the answer you wanted. You can't tell her how to answer. She can answer the way she wants to answer.
It wasn't an answer at all, Miss D.
Really quick.
She knows she didn't answer it.
I don't have to answer the way you want me to. I'm an individual. I'm a human being with my own mind that God blessed me with. And I can tell you from my experiences in the legal field for over 10 years, what I've seen. And I'll just give a national example. The lady who was thrown into jail after she was told she could vote and turned in the ballot, that was a Black woman. They are still, even though they let her out of jail, the DA is still trying to put her back in jail. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not an uproar. If that was a Black man, the whole Black community would be out in the streets marching. There's a district attorney who was fired in Baltimore, Marilyn Mosby, for taking out her own money, right, out of her pension. They want to put her in jail. They've convicted her. They are trying now to get the White House to pardon her for something that thousands of people did during the pandemic. How many people in the Black community are out in the street marching for Marilyn Mosby, this young Black woman who released a bunch of Black men from prison who she felt were unfairly incarcerated? Nobody cares. And when I say nobody, I mean as a community.
Just to piggyback on that, I want y'all to know I've done 2 stories. I got one coming out this week about Ms. Mosby, who was looking at doing a 40-year sentence for found guilty twice, as Keisha said, trying to take out of her own money. They tried to say she lied on the mortgage application, but to her point, they speculated, and I would agree with it, that she's targeted because she tried to fight for Freddie Gray, who was murdered by officers in Baltimore, and they got away with it. And because of that, They have sued her and a whole bunch of other stuff.
And that's the Democratic Party, Joe Biden's DOJ, right?
That's not the
That's
point.
not what we're talking about. We're talking about
No,
That's
I'm just putting for emphasis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yes.
The point she's making is, as she's saying, a lot of times when Black women are getting the short end of the stick, there's not a lot of hoorah about it. But when it's brothers, and it's true, and a lot of times it be sisters out there on the front lines, it's a fact. It's sisters on the front lines rallying, you know, for the brothers or whatever the case is. But the point she's making is that is what we should be focusing on. That woman is potentially going to go through 40 years.
Right. No, and I'm not disputing that. Keisha, those are great facts. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying, though, is men are always held accountable in some capacity, more so than women. So if we did the exact same crime, right, I'm going to get sentenced to life. You're a mom, so we're going to give you 30 years. And you see it all the time. So my point is,
I really don't think.
Wait. What I'm trying to say is men are held to a different standard than the women. There's no equality there. We live in a patriarchy. Yes. Do men benefit from the patriarchy? Of course. That's the way it's set up. But we are held accountable.
Okay. Can I say it now? Okay. So what I'm saying to you, I know that is your perception, but just because that's your perception doesn't make it fact. The fact is there are Black women just as much thrown in jail. They throw away the key and we never hear from those sisters again. And nobody is marching and bringing their stories out. Just because you don't hear their stories doesn't make it any less real. Is all I'm saying.
Hold that thought. You know, if I cut you off, I got to say something. Quincy X, you got one more time to disrespect me, and you're going to be going to the Cynthia K channel more often than not. Do not disrespect me. My name is not Cynthia K. It is Demetra K. Now, if you cannot be an adult and sit down like you got some sense, I will help you and show you the door. Now, call me out my name one more time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I mean. Like, you know, we really don't, as a community, really look at Black women's issues because we are overly focused on only Black men's issues. And when I say overly focused, I mean that cannot be our only focus because we are a community together. We're not a community apart. It's like you're not going to make it to the promised land without us. You're not going to make it to having a good life without us. You're just not. I don't care who else you marry. The point is we are Black together. Everywhere in the world, we are Black together. Is all I'm saying.
And that's what I heard you say. I heard you say that in the beginning. That's why I was like, how did
but that isn't what I was talking about, though. I was talking about something totally different.
You know, I just don't agree with you is all I'm saying. You have your perspective, and my thing is
let me ask Black America. Black America, do you understood where I was going with that?
Yes, I do. I understand completely. And I understand you're a Black woman, right? So you know, rah, just come Black woman. But with, just like you said, without us both being together, it's going to be a circular argument. We're not going to get very far. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, bring somebody else. But and I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound harsh, I don't give a damn about Black women and what happened to them if they are not under the covering of a Black man. If you're not under the covering of a Black man, Sandra Bland, she got out there and something happened to her, she got out of pocket. I tell you what, that Breonna Taylor, them police came in that house shooting, and he was shooting back. That was all bad. If you, as a Black woman, I don't know if Marilyn Mosby or whatever her name is married or not. If she
was,
is not
and
with
he left
a Black,
after all this happened, she was to a Black man, and he left her high and dry.
Miss, I have no idea what happened, and you don't.
No, it's a national story. She talks about it.
We're both sitting outside, and we only know her side of the story. It's kind of like a Keke Palmer situation. We only know Kiki's side because
the point is she's not married anymore to that Black man. She's not married anymore to that Black man.
Yes, Ms. D.
Black America. What we're not gonna do, okay? We're not gonna disrespect the dead. We're not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Sandra Bland wasn't under protection of a man.
I totally did not disrespect her.
That is disrespectful, because to say that regardless if she was under a man or not does not mean that she needs to be where she's at now. See, that's the shit I'm talking about. Yeah, I cuss. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all, that's it's just so incendiary. My thing is this, and I'm not saying this about all brothers, because I know most brothers don't feel the way I'm gonna say. If you hate Black women, then I can have a conversation on that. Because I love honesty. But don't try to do backdoor, underhanded comments about Black women, regardless if she was with Kermit the Frog and that mofo was cheating with Miss Piggy and Sandra decided to go do what she was doing. That does not mean that that officer or whatever happened to her in that jail cell had the right to do that to her. So do you see how that argument sounds? Well, if she would have been under a Black man, then she wouldn't. Knock it off. Like, honestly. Because my tolerance level for the nonsense is up to Black America. If you gonna speak,
do you even want to know why I said it?
I'm gonna click you off.
No, do you even want to know why I said it, Miss D?
Do I really? Does it matter?
Because it totally does matter. Your dad is a great man, and you won't do or say certain things to men. You know why, Miss D? Because of your father.
But if
women,
wait. If I went up to a man in the public square and said, "Your ass stank," does that mean he get to kill me?
I would. I mean, not do that. Not do that. Yeah, something may happen to you. But yeah, hopefully he wouldn't. But he does get to treat you like he wants to treat you. Yes, he does. Just because you treated him the way you wanted to treat him. It's not fair. It's not right.
Now, see, this is where I just want to mention something. Mm-hmm. We're talking about women being under the cover, Black women being under the covering of Black men and all of that. But it doesn't matter that George Floyd was with a white woman at the time of his death. And it didn't matter to any Black woman. We still got out there and made sure we demanded justice for our brother, because he's our brother. You understand? And if you don't see me as your sister, fine. I will just move on to the Black men that do. You know, I have
hold on, Miss Keisha. Can I stop you just for a second?
Let me just
Can I stop you just for a second?
Let me just finish up
hold
for a
on.
second.
It's very important. It's very important.
I don't want to lose my thought. Let me just finish, and then you can have the floor, and I won't interrupt you. You know, I have a ton of uncles, and I'm so grateful that I grew up with a ton of uncles and a ton of aunts. My dad is the oldest of 9, and it would have been 11. My grandmother twins, they died, but I have a large family, and I have all sorts of personalities in my family. And so I hear what you're saying, but I have never heard in all of the time growing up the type of hatred and misogyny that I hear today from Black men towards Black women. I have never seen it. And my grandfather was not an easy man. He was not an easy man. But even my grandfather, who could cuss like a sailor and wouldn't have no problems pulling out his gun on anybody who pissed him off, loved us so much. And he never treated us the way I see Black men and Black women are having these type of hateful conversations nowadays. It's really disturbing.
Let's see here. Oh, hold on a second. Salt and pepper. You said where's the link? I put it up there. We're gonna be up here for a couple more minutes. I didn't realize that we went over time the way we did. So if you want to come up here quickly, do
you want me to jump off, Demetria?
You can stay if you like. If you whatever's comfortable for you, you can stay. Michael says, "Let the women speak. You have a chance to babble." Oh God. And I agree with you, Keisha. I agree with you. I got an awesome dad. My dad is 80 years old. When I say my dad is a man's man, my dad is a man's man, okay? And he always saying, ain't gonna let no woman take my manhood. I pay the cost to be the boss. No woman's taking care of me. I'm paying the bills. That's the kind of dad I got, right? And so when I say I'm my dad's child, I've learned of my dad. My dad will tell you, I'm out of all his children, I'm the most like him. So when I hear men, accuse me of being this, that, masculine, this, that, and the others. Like, I learn from the best, okay? And I'm a lady in every sense of the word, but I'm a lady. not a punk. So what I mean by that is because, and I say this a lot, and I don't care if people get mad, because you think you got a little something extra between your legs, you get to put your thumb over me. That's not how that works. And I know a lot of times men think that women are not equal to them, this, that, and the other. Yeah, in certain things, physically speaking, yeah. But I'm never going to be underneath a man. I get behind a man all day long. You got it, boo. Yes, come on, baby. You got it, woo, woo. I'll get behind you all day. I even be inside of you, but I'm never going to be underneath you. And I think a lot of men don't understand that. And guess where I learned that from? My daddy. My daddy did not teach me to be walked all over and talked to, because my dad did. You know what he did teach me? He taught me what a man is. You know what my dad always says too? He says some of them brothers don't know what it is to be with a woman. They got being with a woman all wrong. A lot of men think, oh, I'm going to dominate over her. I'm going to tell her this. Now, a woman worth her weight, as he always says, and my dad's been in the nation since he's 19. A woman worth her weight is going to put some expectations on her man. But see, a lot of men nowadays ain't built like that. A woman say anything to him, but a woman gonna want to get the best out of a man. But see, a lot of men, not all, I'm gonna say some, don't know what that looks like, because they've been taught nowadays, they mimicated from the internet, or the internet is telling them what a woman is and what a woman should be, and this, that, and the other. And like I said, it makes me want to throw up. Salt and Pepper Natural, let me see your face real quick, and only I can see you, and then I'll bring you up. Make sure it's you and not someone. Got you. Okay, you can go ahead and blank it out. Got you. That's why I said I want to hurl when I hear men say, I'm the prize. We both the prize. I've never heard, I could never even imagine my daddy saying, I'm the prize. No man is saying. I got a lot of my other male friends who watched the show. They were like, where did they get? I got a friend who ain't even on the internet. He said, I ain't never heard. He said, I ain't gonna tell you what he said. He said, but to hear a man say, I'm the prize, he said, that ain't what men, that's not how men talk. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Salt and Pepper Natural, how you doing? And GP, I'm gonna bring you up. We're all gonna be on here about another 5 minutes because you know I got stuff to do.
Miss D, can I ask Donovan that question right quick?
Wait, let me get everybody else's opinion. Salt and Pepper Natural, how you doing?
Hi. Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying, that Black men feel that they should be the prize in a relationship, and that kind of goes back to, maybe it was one of the comments that he got offended with when I said that Black men are delusional, that they think that they are the most wanted.
Okay, well, expound upon that, because I didn't see that comment. I know y'all think I read most of them, but I don't see them all.
Yeah.
So if you can expound upon that.
Well, I figured that's what he was. That's what the comment was, that he got his panties in a wad over.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So, but what do you mean?
And
by
the reason
that?
why I said that, because I'm seeing a lot of language that they're using with young Black women online, that they feel that relationships should be 50-50, and that they should be treated like they are kings. They're the prize in relationships, and I'm not seeing them put in the work.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and I'm gonna just make a statement. I'm one of those women, those sisters, that believe that Black men are kings. I would never want to be with anything else other than a Black man. And what was the other thing that you said? You said that they think everybody wants them. I would go out to say, I think it's safe to say that most people, a lot of women want them a brother. I don't think that's a secret. A lot of women from all walks of life.
Yeah, for a certain body part. As far as having long-lasting relationships with them, I'm not seeing it. That's the majority of the thought.
Yeah, but probably okay. Let's because it's only right. Because if I don't, then I'm gonna get accused of being one-sided. That's probably the majority for the people, right? And let's also keep it above. The myth that every black man is hung like a horse is just a myth. Okay. So not that I've been with a lot of them. I'm just saying.
Let me interject here real quick. Have you guys noticed that a lot of the men, so-called men that are saying I'm the prize, I'm this, to me, which is very fruity to even say that, these are the young men that have been raised in a lot of situations by their single mothers. And then when you're raised predominantly by your single mother, you're going to pick up feminist traits. Now, when I was growing up, no dude that I know of ever said, hey, man, look at me. I'm the prize. I'm this, I'm that. No, we were talking about getting out there, getting the work, and being a man.
You know,
but
who
now
said
these,
that?
these younger
Exactly.
generations,
Putting in the work.
Right.
You know who
these
said
younger
that,
generations that are being led by these female families are now pretty much projecting themselves like women. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying they're picking up those traits.
You know who coined that though? Who coined that? The men of the prize. You know who coined that?
What, men of the prize?
Kevin Samuels. He was the one that started that.
Oh yeah. I mean think about Kevin Samuels, but my point is, real men, we don't speak like that.
I'm just saying. I mean, we all the prize, you know. But back to what we were saying. So Salt and Pepper Natural. You said the other women want them for their body parts and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of,
they want to try it out. They want to try it out, but they're not sticking around long term.
But that might be true for some women. But let me see. This, I just gotta say this because I think this is the conversation we really don't have. When they put us, when I say they, I mean all over the world. When they put us on those plantations, they didn't put us on there because we weak. They put us on there because we're strong. You name me anything that's stronger than a black man. I'm taking a black woman out of it, right? Name me something that is stronger than the black man.
You're absolutely right, but they don't use it to their advantage.
Some don't, and just like I say with the brothers.
Well, I'm just speaking majority.
But
from a majority standpoint, I know that there are some out there that are really stand up, take care of your families, of their families. I was fortunate enough to pick the right one. I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have to worry about splitting things 50-50. He got out there and he worked. He supported us. I worked. He worked more hours than I did. But, hey, when he came home, majority of the time I didn't have to worry about cooking. He already had it made.
Right. I want to say this, though.
With my little babies.
I got you. I got you. But as I always say, too, we can only talk about what and who we have dealt with because, and let me ask you this.
Right.
Have you dealt with all black men?
Now,
I hope not. Doesn't that mean you was with one of my men, one of Keisha's men?
I'm going to say this now. I'm Creole and my husband was Creole. So I'm used to dealing with Creole men, which might be a little bit different than dealing with all Black American men.
My grandfather was Creole, but go ahead.
Yeah, so the point that I'm making, even asking that is, we cannot make a conclusion of absolutism off of what we've dealt with. I haven't dealt with all black men, so I can't, and I never say all black. I hate when people, and like Keisha said, which I thought was so eloquent, we can never say all of anything because they're great people, great black men and women. Yeah, there's some that ain't doing right, but they, for some reason, end up defining the rest of us. And it's not right. So what I'm saying to you is, yeah, maybe you have some bad experiences with brothers. And trust me, I've had a lot of bad experiences with brothers, but I never say it was all brothers. I can only say it was the brothers that I dealt with. So
So for me, I guess it's just the outside looking in, because I have a big family, majority sisters. So I see what they're going through with the American black men that they've chosen.
But you know, and Keisha said it too. Black men, and trust me, them suckers get on my nerves too. But black men have had it rough. I say that
Well, you know
because
what? We
black
were in the
men,
trenches right along with them.
but I want to say this though, because Keisha said it too. Nobody has had it harder than the black man. It's just a fact. From the time that he was put on, and I'm not saying sisters haven't, but I'm talking about black men. From the time he was on that plantation, even to this moment, nobody's had it rougher than the black man. He makes up most of the prison population and, you know, a whole host of other things. And I would, you know, venture to say a lot of those black men in there don't deserve to be in there, and or they don't deserve to be in there for the sentences they got, right? But the black man has been through a lot. We have all been through a lot. And Dr. Joy DeGroot talks about in her post-traumatic slave the disorder, I think that's what it is. Very good book. She says that we as black people are not a well people. We need healing. And so unfortunately, what we do as black men and women, we traumatize each other, because traumatized people traumatize people. And so when we don't take a step back and say, hey, you know what? Until I get healed, I'm going to take a step back from this relationship thing or whatever, because I don't want to continue to traumatize other people because I haven't learned to be a healed person. And so until we as black men and women do that, we're always going to play the blame game. We're always going to say, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. You ain't this and you ain't that. But the truth of the matter is black men and black women have both had it rough. But I, as a black woman, would venture to say that the black man has had it bad. And they still do. So imagine if we as black men and women got on the same page, raised this nation, our black nation, as to what it's supposed to be. Imagine how well off we all would be. We would not even be having these conversations anymore. It'd be like the Twilight Zone. Black men and women didn't get along. When the guy, you know what I'm saying? It would be weird to us. But now it's weird that to talk about us getting along, we think that's a foreign concept, and it shouldn't be, because it wasn't that long ago that my mom and dad was married. My grandparents were married. So it's like, how do we get so disconnected? We need to figure that out.
Well, you know, I think it's been disconnected a long time ago. You know, I'm just going to speak from, okay, my mother is in her 80s, and so I got to learn a lot about, you know, back in the 50s, back in the 60s, you know, how it was. And from what I gathered from her, you know, black men were just as oppressive to black women, the black women that they were married to, you know.
And let me say this. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but I just kind of, I know where you're going with that.
Okay.
But I'm not saying your experience is not valid. I'm not saying your mama's, you know, experience is not valid. But I think we also need to keep in mind that we are learning from other people's experiences, right? Your mom, because I always tell my daughter, don't live your life based on me or other people, right? I might have bad experiences, but I never try to say, well, girl, because I just, you know, this ain't going, because what we do to our daughters is we do with them a disservice when we tell them that men ain't ish based on the experiences we had. Because can I be honest with you? A lot of times, men and women, but let's keep it with women, we don't go through the vetting process the way we should, right? Sometimes we get horizontal before we get to even know we should be getting horizontal with that person. So sometimes, unfortunately, we end up having children with men, and I'm speaking of women. We end up having children with men that we didn't know from a can of paint. We didn't know this man at all, but we ended up with a child, and we find out, in our opinion, he ain't this, that, and the other. Now we saddle down with a kid that he may or may not take care of. And so some of that is on us. And so I say that to say, and I'm going to ask you this. While your mom, I think you said it was your mom, Miss 80, was telling you these things about men, did she also include in that the decisions she made? Because unless these men were cavemen and they hopped out of a bush and hit her on top of the head and you know, put her in servitude, she also had a choice in the matter, right? So did she tell you about some of the decisions she made with men?
Well, this was really, our conversation was really in regards to the workplace. And, you know, the feeling that I got from her was that Black men really weren't on board for Black women to have the same rights as them.
And what just speaking at men in general, that was true for men all across the board. So I don't know how Black men got charged with that, because hell, oftentimes Black men didn't even have the rights that everybody else had.
Right.
You know, so what? So I'm not trying to discount your mom's experience. What I'm saying is I just want to give it a conversation, because a lot of times, unfortunately, and when people have been hurt, they only speak from those hurt experiences, and they leave out the part of, well, I did kind of play a role into that. Okay. For my opinion, Black men didn't want Black women to have rights. Was that the sign of the times, or was it just Black men? You see what I'm saying? So when we start filling that conversation out a little bit more,
it was a sign of the times, of course, because we already, you know how women were treated in the workplace anyway, right? They were called, you know, my girl, and, you know, just disrespectful language, period, across the board. But I believe the feeling that I got from her was that Black women really thought that Black men would be on board with them for having, you know, rights in the workplace, moving up in, you know, in the workplace.
Right. But again, and I'm gonna get it to
it wasn't there.
I'm gonna give it to GP, but I just want to leave with this. You got to also remember, and you're saying this was the 50s and 60s. How many?
Yes.
This is a rhetorical question, so you don't have to answer. But how many rights did Black men have? So to charge men with holding Black women back, Black men didn't have no power. He still ain't got no power. Black woman either. All the power that we think we have is perceived, right? But especially back then, no Black man had no power to tell no sister nothing, or to hold a sister back. I would venture to say the Black woman probably had more rights on the job than the Black man did. But I'm gonna leave it right there with you. GP, what's going on with you?
Yo, what's good?
Chilling. What's going on with you?
Well, nothing much. I'm gonna keep it short because I'm about to shower and get dressed for a meeting I got tonight. Now, I'll speak based on the title. This is only a hypothesis that I concluded due to my experience within relationships and observations I've made since being single. It's my opinion that many successful women are single because they are no longer themselves. Let me explain what I mean by that. Not all, but it seems a large percentile of women had repetition in dating men who were abusive, never seeking professional help afterwards. It seems it caused them to become a living embodiment of the anguish and hurt they felt from enduring unfathomable levels of abuse from their poor choices in men. This results in that percentile of women lashing out at people who had nothing to do with the situation, and also being unable to properly love and respect the man, and unable to accept being properly loved and respected by a man. And this is the last thing I'm going to add in reference to something that was said here earlier. Me as a man, if a woman is talking crazy to me, no matter if it offends me or not, I'm going to ignore her and let her talk to herself. And if she calms down, we can have a civil discussion about whatever upset her after she cools off. But it's my humble opinion that men must always remain stoic and have self-restraint and self-control when faced with tension from women. That's all I'm going to say.
I can respect that. But from the book of Ike, no, go.
All right.
You know what? I think you said you're very wise, and I appreciate you for that. So we don't want to make you late for your meeting.
Thank you. Y'all have a nice night.
All right, brother. Good to see you. But what the problem is, ladies? What the problem is? Eat the cake.
So see why we have to fight with Donovan?
Can I ask Donovan that question now?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. This isn't. Is your name Keisha, Miss? What's your name?
It's actually Kisha. It's actually Kisha, but that's fine. I answer to Keisha.
Okay, so this has to be going back a little bit. Donovan, we're going back a little bit to her comments about the George Floyd and all of that, because I just want a clear, concise answer for you. What happened to George Floyd was horrible, right, Donovan? Was it? Yes, good or bad?
Very bad.
It was horrible. Donovan, what happened to George Floyd? Does that affect you at all?
You mean
Yes or no?
socially and monetarily? No.
No. It doesn't affect you, no. Donovan, does that make you afraid of the cops, how they're going to react to you, Donovan?
No.
Donovan, does that mean that all cops are bad, Donovan? What happened to George Floyd?
No.
Miss Kesha, what I just proved, because my answers are similar also, is we don't give a damn about George Floyd because we're not going to have the same interaction as George Floyd does. It doesn't mean that George Floyd is not important. George Floyd had a horrible interaction. Everybody across the world seen it. And I understand that the women were marching for it, but it's not in total how we would look at that interaction with that cop and George Floyd. And the cop got his just desserts. He's got all day in prison. But you holding up George Floyd and the women out there marching, you know that BLM was a big scam for a lot of people. A lot of people gave them money and they scammed them. So that's not a feather that, kind of stick in your hat.
Okay.
About things like
when
that.
you're done, let me know. Okay. So
I'm
what
done.
I would say, So what I would say to that is that is your perception of George Floyd. Doesn't mean every other Black man and Black woman feels that way. You have the right to feel that way if that's how you feel. That's not the way I feel when I see George Floyd. I was raised not only by a family, but by a mother who was a social studies teacher, and she was the head of the social studies department from K through 12. I know that everything is related to everything else because my mother was a social studies teacher and she studied it. She was literally an expert on it. She got her master's in it. I know that what happened to George Floyd affects not only other Black people, it affects every single body in the world, how we relate to each other now. I have family members that are police officers. I have family members that are in the military. I have family members that were in Vietnam. So I understand that everybody who's a police officer isn't bad. That has nothing to do with the way people inside of themselves feel about other people. And we have to be honest about that. So whether he means anything to you or not means nothing if the police officer that's looking at you deep down inside, no matter how much he likes Black people and are friends of Black people, feels that you are less than him and he could treat you how he wants when he gets mad. That has nothing to do with the way you feel about yourself or even about him. Life is life and people are people, and we deal with all kinds of personalities all the time. Not every cop is bad, not every white cop is bad, but there are bad people on every side in race.
You said a word there. You said a word there. So yeah, I think. Wait a minute. Wait. I personally don't want to keep pondering that because I think we all saw what happened to George Floyd, and honestly, it took me several months to actually watch it because I heard a lot about it, and I just didn't want to watch it. But I did cover the trial and stuff for the African Diaspora News Channel every day. I watched it and I covered it, and every time that I had to see them talk about George Floyd or play the video or him, calling for his mother and saying he can't breathe, it affected me as if I saw it for the first time every time. So I just think at this point, because what I hate people to do, and it's not just you, Black America, I've also heard other Black people try to minimize George Floyd and what happened to him. And it doesn't affect the rest of us and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's a silly assessment because everybody, whether you were Black, white, green, yellow, who watched that had a very adverse reaction to seeing a black man be lynched in the middle of the street for people to watch, because that's what happened to him. And I don't think we ever want to get to the point to where we're, it didn't affect me. I could have just had a V8. Oh, so what? I don't think if we get to that point, especially us as black people, seeing another black man be treated like that, that cop, well, I guess in that situation, he did know of George Floyd, but there's a lot of black men who have never met that cop before, like Frank Tyson in Ohio. Yeah, that almost exact same thing happened to him. And his life was
that airman down in Florida recently.
Yeah, so to hear that doesn't affect you is not per se that it was George Floyd. It's the system of white supremacy and how they see black people, specifically black men, and that you are not human, and they'll do any and everything to you because they see you less than dogs. They do not and would not treat a dog the way they treat a black man. And Black America, for you to sit up here and try to deduce what happened to George Floyd to it doesn't affect me, maybe it doesn't affect you. But I'm mad that you wrote Donovan into that. And I know why Donovan, acquiesced, because it's the man code. And I get it. I'm not saying anything bad about Donovan. I get it. But I'm one of those people that listen when people speak for the most part. And what I heard you do was minimize what the world and probably aliens out of space saw and reacted to. And as you say, you a black man, okay? And I seen you black. But everybody that's black don't speak black. They don't think black. They don't move black. But for you to say that, I really question. That's why I sometimes ask, are you trolling? Because some of the stuff that you say is just so incendiary. And it's like, are you effing with us? I mean, I really feel like that sometimes. You don't need to answer, but it's going to come a point, Black America, I love you. You've watching the show for a long time. It's going to be a point where I'm not going to bring you up here no more, because what happens is it derails the conversation, and then we have to bring it back to common sense land to where it makes some sense. But don't ever get on here and disrespect people like Cassandra Bland's and your George Floyd's that were murdered by a system of white supremacy that you swear up and down doesn't exist. But you know when you're going to be a believer? When it happens to you.
Now you can't say that. I've been to prison. Now that's a fib. I believe that white supremacy exists. Don't do that to me, Miss D.
Hold on, but when I asked
I'm just not pro-black.
Wait, hold up. Because I got a good memory, although I'm getting older. When I asked you about going to prison, didn't you say you deserve to be there?
You damn right I deserve to be there.
So in that particular situation,
I can take accountability. I can take accountability for the things that I did. And I know I deserve to be there. I've done much worse and horrible things and never got caught. So yes, the time that I did go, I deserve to be there for that and much worse. But I never said.
So then what, you are the last person to do, and I'm not saying you didn't get affected by white supremacy, but you are the last person to say that invoke white supremacy when you said, and I've heard you say that, I did the crime, I did the time. There's a lot of people that's not their case. If George Floyd was breaking the law, he was denied due process right there on the street. And we know that oftentimes police officers are judge, jury, and executioner right there on the spot. They get to make that decision, although that's not their job description. They get to make that decision solely because you are a black man in many cases. I just did a story on the African Diaspora News Channel, a teenager who was riding his bike by as the White House was having a correspondence dinner, and cops that looked like him, black cops, pulled this teenager's pants down and stuck a flashlight up his butt looking for something. Do you do that to anybody on this? There's a protocol to do that. But because they didn't see him as a black man, even though they were black men, they denied him due process and humiliated him in the worst way possible. But I guarantee you $1 to a donut, they wouldn't have done that to no white boy, because they would have had hell to pay and they would have answered for that. So you come up here talking about white supremacy, and then on the other side of your mouth, you're talking about you did the crime, do the time. See, there's a legal system for that, but often is misappropriated to black people. So in your case, the system worked. But don't get up here trying to, talk about how you was affected by white supremacy when you put yourself in the clutches of white supremacy. But you cannot discount white supremacy when it comes to people who didn't even get a chance to get to the legal system at all. So anyway, we gonna get out of here because in Black America gonna make my afro shrink shorter than it already is.
All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks, Demetria. Thanks, Donovan. Thank you, Black America. And I'm so sorry I can't see the name of the other person.
I saw it.
Here, y'all. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. And
Hey, I just want to add this. I know, these topics are controversial and stuff, but the point is we have to have these conversations because to sit in silence it's not getting any better. So yeah, I'm going to have my square. Demetria's going to have her square, and everybody's going to have their square, and that's good and fine. But we got to understand where each of us is coming from and just respect it. It's just respect it. We might not have changed anybody's minds, and that ain't what we're here to do. But if we could come to an understanding where, like my interactions with Demetria, all right? Demetria's known me for a long time. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change my stand, but it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person because Demetria knows my rhetoric or my bark is stronger than my bite.
Oh yeah, that Donovan is a softie.
Yeah,
more than
it comes down to, But again, I'm a man, so I'm going to come with my chauvinistic things that my widowed mother never taught me. It's just something that's just instilled in me, and I said this is the stance I'm going to take. I respect the women in their stance and what they're going to take. But my question, and I'm going to sum this up for this whole conversation, is the fact that I am noticing, especially from my generation on up, a lot of successful older women like myself and older, my aunts and people in their 70s that are by themselves, and they have all the money, they have all the accolades, they have everything that they could possibly have. And in my opinion, none of that matters because when you are heading to the upper room, you can't take none of this stuff with you.
Yeah.
So what do you expect for them to do? Like date men in their age group? Because most of y'all are not healthy.
Well, yeah. See, no, and I agree with you exactly. What it is saving anybody in my generation and up. That's stupid to do that. They're done. It's not going to happen. It's finished. We have to get that mindset of the younger people and change it. That angry auntie that, oh, you don't need no man, you can do all this. No, we need to say, hey, look, your outcome as a woman is not the same as the outcome as a man. You can't be running around here for 10 years having multiple bodies and then still expect a high value man. That's just not going to happen.
I think the thing is too, and Derek, thank you so much. It says if you're not pro-Black, you don't believe in accepting your own and being yourself. It says you hate yourself and especially hate Black women. I totally agree with that. But I want to say this. I think the problem, and y'all know, I don't talk about my degrees, but I do have a BA in communication.
Sure.
And I think the one
problem I have 3 Black women. I love them.
Huh? I think the problem is we don't understand that it's all right to disagree. It's all right. It's how you disagree. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Donovan and I have been friends most of our lives. And we agree on a lot of things, but a lot of things we don't agree on. But guess what?
And let's not bring your daughter into it.
Oh my God. It's like a 3-ring circus. But we are still friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I respect Donovan's opinion. I don't love everything he talks about. He don't love everything I talk about. But at the end of the day, we're friends because we've learned how to communicate. All right, I respect your view. You know, I don't agree with your thing. I think it's some bullshit, okay? But I don't agree with it. But guess what? We good. And I think when we as men and women and just people in general learn how to say, well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. I don't agree with it, but you know what? I respect your point of view. And then we move on and to things that matter, but we sitting up trying to die on a hill. You're not ever going to change that person's mind. You're not going to change that person's mind. But what about just saying, never thought of it that way?
Okay.
Because is there a prize? I mean, seriously, is there a prize for you? No. Okay. Okay. Because you know what? believe it or not, arguing with people does take years off of your life. It's stressful to do that. You like feel like I'm bust a blood vessel trying to prove a point that they're not going to take. They're not going to accept the point. So just go on with you. All right. Yes. Sounds wonderful. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Diplomatic, Black, take notes. I like that. Yeah, it's just how you disagree, you know. And we're gonna show up tomorrow and hopefully talk about something. Yeah, what do I want to talk about tomorrow? Let me throw it in the comment section real quick. What do you guys want to talk about?
So we can talk about where's Walter?
I want to talk about Vivek.
You say it again.
I want to talk about Vivek.
Vivek
Ramaswamy.
Oh, Vivek Ramaswamy.
That got checked. Yeah, they checked his. Excuse my butt.
Okay,
that's what I want to talk about.
All right, so Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay. Well, I have to look at all of that. Where's Walter Wednesday? Yeah, ain't no telling. And Zenobia, I didn't say thank you for the donation too. You said that's why Demetria has a platform to debunk those so-called women like Sexy Red. Which will you watch? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sexy Red fired up her YouTube right now. She'd have 1 million people watching right now. And most of the people watching be hating her so they could go back and report on her. Sexy Red said she was gonna do this, that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't pay attention to Sexy Red. She's not my caliber of woman or intellect. She's probably very smart, but she doesn't show that side of her. She's just not what I want rammed into my brain. So
Keisha's got some followers coming up here. Keisha, by the way, and both of you ladies, you guys have such a very soothing voice. I hope you guys have a podcast or some kind of a show to get out that information. And one thing about this show, we try to encourage everybody. It's free. Just, you know, the information we're not passing on to the next generation. And that's the whole thing. This whole question is not to save my generation and up. It's to change the younger generation so they don't have a fear of men and they're wasting years when they can go on and be happy. If the other groups of women could go to college and educate themselves and then come out of there and have a career and do all of this stuff at the same time, Black women should be able to do it too. And we have been doing it. We're just not doing it at the clip that they're doing.
I totally agree with you. So
all right, y'all. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank y'all for all y'all input. I appreciate y'all. So we'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? So same time, same channel. It's talking about Ann Coulter. We can talk about Ann Coulter. So anyway, we'll see y'all later.
Ann Coulter that checked in.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you guys tomorrow.
Okay, so I'll do my research. I heard about it, but I'll do my research so we could talk about it. Anyway, we'll see y'all later. Peace.